quite proud of myself. I could probably have done it for longer, but I got bored. That's always my problem with exercise, and I just get so bored. Getting ready for St. Patrick's Day. Is that tomorrow? It's the 17th, isn't it? Because one of my old school friends, her birthday was on St. Patrick's Day. And her dad was Irish. And they said that if she'd been a boy, they would have called her Patrick. But they didn't want to call her Patricia, so her name wasn't her name wasn't Patricia. Her name isn't Patricia still, most likely. There you go. There's a bit of trivia. You benched 315 pounds. I don't know whether that's good or not, but I'm gonna assume that's good, Fred. Well done, Fred. We're both winning at life, aren't we? I feel like I'm winning at life. I feel like life's going pretty well. Right, I just need to tidy my desk up a little bit. There we go. There we go. Right, okay, should we get cracking then? God, my desk is in such a flipping state. You know when you just need to really tidy everything up because everything's just in a flipping mess everywhere. What? What are you speaking about? What's the matter? You want to come up here? You want to come up here, then we can have cat cam. Come on. Come on. You come up here, we have cat cam. She just made the flat very stinky, by the way. Like, literally, just before this live stream started. There was scrabblings in the litter tray, and now my entire flat is very stinky. Wasn't it? Yeah. Come on. There we go. Hey, you want to put cat cam on? Right, well, hang on. We'll open the game up first, shall we? There we go. Get rid of that nonsense. There we go. And then we put cat cam on. There, look. Look, you on the interwebs, Puds. Look, that's you. On the interwebs. Yeah, that's you on the interwebs, Puds. You're so beautiful. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. She's like, yeah, I know I'm beautiful. Tell me someone I don't know. We're both beautiful, aren't we? You make a beautiful pair. Yeah. Well, looks like we might just be sitting here for a little bit. Should actually fuck off, cat, I swear to God. Chuck him out the bloody window. Can you hear me now? It might be a bit loud now. Oh, Brenda's here. Hello, Brenda. Can you hear me now? Yes, okay. Is it a bit too loud now? I'll tell you what it was. It had disabled my microphone. So I think what you were hearing me on was the microphone on my headphones. Possibly. I don't know what else you could have been hearing me on. But I've put the microphone up to like 10 decibels above what it was before now, so if I'm too loud, just let me know. I'm gonna wait for the verdict to come in. Because if the sound's fine, I'll just leave it as it is. I'll just leave it 10 decibels above what it was originally. If I'm deafening it, let me know. Oh, this live stream's got off to a great start, hasn't it? 7 minutes in. It's meant to be our triumphant return to Dragon Age. I think at the beginning as well, I also had one of my other live streams playing in the background because I'd clicked onto it to get the description, you know, the live stream rules, because I haven't put them on in ages. Like the last few live streams, I haven't even bothered putting a description in. I sound fine. Good. Right, I haven't actually opened Dragon Age Inquisition yet, so I'll just do that in the background while we wait for people to turn up. Because I do have a little announcement. Fred already knows what it is, so, you know. I can't remember what I have Inquisition in. I don't have Inquisition on Steam, do I? I don't think I have Inquisition on Steam. No, it must be Origin I've got Inquisition on. I'm massively prepared for this, can you tell? It's not called Origin anymore, is it? It's just EA. If it wants me to log in, I swear to friggin' God, we'll be here all day. Do you see that when I'm releasing a new Dragon Age? Yes, Brenda. Yes, I do. I am obsessed. I am reading every article ever since. It's funny because, like, I didn't think it would come out this year. I thought it was going to come out next year, like maybe spring at the earliest. I don't know what my fucking password is, EA. Jesus fucking Christ. And I was sort of like, I'd sort of convinced myself, because BioWare's not been in the best of health, let's say. That's a nice way of putting it, isn't it? Sorry, I'm just trying to remember what the fuck my password is for EA. Oh, you want me to put my fucking email in again, do you? Jesus fucking Christ. Nothing is ever easy, is it? Oh, fuck off. Reset my password. I swear to God, I have to reset my password for almost everything, like, all the time. And I always put the same password. I use the same password for everything, like, apart from my bank account and stuff like that. I use the same password for everything. And yet I have to always reset it. And it's like, and I then reset it to the same password that I always use. And it's like, how do I always have to reset it when it's the same password all the time? Honestly. What was I talking about? I was talking about oh, it's doing one of these. Are you human? Enter the text you see below things, and I can't actually read the fucking thing. I think that's an H. Is that an H? I don't think that's an H. I'm gonna re-thingy it. That one's better. There we go. What the fuck am I talking about? Oh, now it wants to send me a fucking verification code, does it? You fucking stupid piece of honest to God. It's only my EA account. You wouldn't think it would have to be this bloody thingy, would you? 3, 2, 9, 8, 9, 6. Enter my new password, which is exactly the same as the fucking old password. I can almost fucking guarantee. Stupid piece of absolute fucking. Sorry, I can't talk and type at the same time. Well, I can't think and type at the same time. So I can't talk about anything coherent at the same time as typing. Yes, anyway, Dragon Age 4. Now renamed from Dreadwolf to the Veilguard. Yes, I wasn't that excited about it. Because I just kind of thought, I was just kind of like, oh, you know, after all the stuff that BioWare's brought out in recent years, even like Andromeda. I quite liked Andromeda as a game, but I didn't like it as a Mass Effect game, if you know what I mean. As a game, it was fine. I swear to God, I'm going to kill this cat. And then whatever it was called came out, you know, the disastrous one. I can't even remember what it was called. And I just kind of thought, and you know, so many of the writers seem to have left and things like that. And I just kind of thought, I don't know, I'm not sure I'm that interested, to be honest. And then they brought out the trailer, and that was quite exciting. And then they did the gameplay reveal, and now, like, it's literally all I can think about. I'm very excited. I'm already, like, planning my character and everything. We don't even know that much about it yet. Yeah, there's a cat on my knee. Should we put cat cam on for you, Scopes, since you decided to insert yourself? Boop, there we go. Cat cam on. Ah, don't move. Don't move. So, the only thing I can remember is that we were in the hinterlands, I think. And we were going to go and do Redcliffe. I remember that. We might not be in the hinterlands. We were on the Storm Coast, weren't we? Yeah, we're on the Storm Coast. Let's just pause. Let's not pause. There we go, that'll do. Welsh friend is here, briefly. We'll be back soon. Okay, I'll wait to make my announcement until Welsh friend is back. Mwah. Look, look, look. Look, that's you. That's you in the camera. Hmm? Hmm? Is that you? Yeah. Yeah. You know, I came on here all fully prepared to talk about the new Dragon Age game, and now I can't actually think of anything. Hello. Hi. Hi. What I thought was funny, though, is when the trailer came out. Everybody really hated the trailer. They said it looked awful. Which I was like, I mean, it's a trailer. If you go and watch any of the trailers from any of the Dragon Age games, they don't look like what the game looks like, especially the Origins one. I've just realised I'm still in my pyjamas. I haven't even had a shower. I look a state. Scopesies. Hey, it's a good thing they got your beautiful face to look at. Yeah, and I saw a lot. I mean, I didn't watch them because I don't watch things like that, but I saw a lot of, like, you know, YouTubers reacting to it and saying, oh god, it looks terrible, it's going to be awful. And then, like, 2 days later, they did the gameplay reveal and everybody came out and went, oh my god, it looks amazing. It's just like, made themselves look like such twats, didn't they? And they were like, oh, it looks awful. And then 2 days later, oh, it looks amazing. I did read one article that said it didn't look good. I can't remember what it said exactly, but all the other ones have said it looks good. And then all the things they're saying about it, it sounds good, doesn't it? Sounds like they've got the right idea. You okay? Little dipstick. There's 5 people watching this. That's because I put a bit of clickbait in the old post that I put up, innit? Yeah, I've lured them in under false pretenses. Now they're just watching a pause screen. Some random woman in her pyjamas with a cat. Yeah. Yeah. Oh dear. Fred's cautiously optimistic. I've gone past cautiously optimistic. I'm just optimistic now. I think it's going to be great. All of a sudden, I'm just like, oh, I think it's going to be great. Mind you, I've said that about other games that ended up not being. But you know, they're saying all the right things, aren't they? About like companions and romances and. Oh, I liked it when they said. Are you just abandoning me now? Are you? Fuck off then. Oh, stop knocking stuff off me flipping computer, you little twat. Yes, I liked the bit where they were talking about the romances, but then they said that the friendships are just as important. And I liked that because I'm more into the friendships. I always am. I mean, with in any game, like, I do like a romance. Of course I do. But generally, I'm more into the friendships. Like, there aren't that many of the romances in Dragon Age that I even sort of am that interested in. I quite like Isabella. She's probably my favourite across all of them. But even then, I think it's better being besties with her. The new game was going to be live service at one point. Was it? I didn't know that. That would have been a fucking disaster. There would have been no coming back from that one. Yeah, I'm just like, even the romances I like, I always prefer the friendships. Even Liara in Mass Effect, you know. Although, in my headcanon, her and Shepard do end up together eventually. When I play I've said this a few times, when I actually play the trilogy, I keep them as friends, and my Shepard doesn't romance anybody. And by the time you get to Mass Effect 3, they are very obviously flirting with each other, but it's like a proper slow burn kind of a thing. And I think if you start the romance in Mass Effect 3, it's not the same. Because by the time you get to the point in Mass Effect 3 where you can trigger the romance, you've missed most of the romance scenes anyway. And they change her dialogue as well in that last scene before the final battle. It's not the same dialogue as if you've been romancing her from the beginning. So it's a bit... so I don't even like doing that. I just like to headcanon that they get together after the war and then write an extensive fanfiction about it. Yeah. Brenda's just bought God of War. Oh god, I've had God of War for ages and I've not played it yet. I think I've got it on PS4. I think I bought it on one of the sales, maybe. It's one of those games that I've, bought but never played. Right. So, shall I do the announcement now? I don't know. I'll wait for Welsh friend to get back. Then we can't just sit here forever, can we? It's me. It's me. We could. We not do a live stream where, like, for the first hour and a half, I literally just sat here with a cat on my knee and did nothing. Yeah. So I am thinking when. I hate calling it Dragon Age the Veilguard. Doesn't it sound awful? I mean, Veilguard would have been better, but Dreadwolf was just so catchy. Plus, it was DAD. It was Dad. That was fun. Because we've had Deo, and then we've had Dai, and we could have had Dad, but no. Instead, we've got Datva. Anyway, when it comes out in autumn, although I want a release date because I need to know what bloody week to book off work. when it comes out in autumn, apparently, which is not that far away. We've only got like 3 months left of summer, you know. It's nearly the summer holidays, like the school holidays. I've realised that recently and got really depressed all of a sudden because it's my least favourite time of year. Anyway, wait until Welsh Friend returns, says Fred. Okay, I'll do half of the announcement. When it comes out, I want to live stream it. Probably not like my entire playthrough, but at least like when I first sit down to play it. I want to live stream it, but I don't just want to live stream it publicly on the internet like this, because there'll be hype around it and people will watch, and you know what I'm like, I don't actually want people to watch, like not in great numbers, and you know, I feel like it would be a recipe for disaster. So I want to live stream it, but I want to live stream it only to, like, you know, the regulars, including the lurkers. I know you're there. And I've come up with a way to do that. So that's the first half of the announcement. And we'll have the second half of the announcement when Welsh Friend returns, which hopefully she will, otherwise you'll never hear the announcement, will you? You'll never hear it. Right, okay, so anybody remember where the fuck we were or what we were doing? We're playing as Cassandra for some reason. This was Theodora, wasn't it? Yes, lovely little Theodora. With our little bow and arrow. And we're on the Storm Coast. Can anybody remember what we were doing? We were wandering around losing the will to live, as far as I remember. That's what we were doing. Because I'd forgotten how utterly boring Inquisition can be. But we need to head to Redcliffe and do the whole recruit the mages. That's what we're doing in Redcliffe. Yes, I remember. I remember these things. We need to figure out how the hell to get down from here first. Can I just go back to Redcliffe from here? I can't remember how any of this works. I can, can't I? Not Redcliffe, the other one. Haven. Go back to Haven. Tell you what, we'll go back to Haven. We'll have a wander around Haven. We'll have a chat with everybody. Have a chat with everybody while we're waiting for Welsh Friend to come back. Oh, don't you hate jumping back into a game when you haven't played it for a while? And you just can't remember where you were or what you were doing. Trouble is, I'm such a bad one for just like abandoning playthroughs of everything. And then, you know... Yeah, I'm such a bad one for just like abandoning playthroughs. And then I have to start over again. And then I only ever play the first half of games. Hello, Blackwall! We recruited you, that's the thing I remember.
I've heard rumours of abandoned warden camps all over these parts. If we have time, I'd like to take a look, see if there's anything we can salvage.
You're strangely charming. Well, we're not romancing Blackwall, so I won't flirt with him, but he is strangely charming. I find Blackwall's romance strangely enticing, and I don't understand why. Because he's not my type at all. But it's surprisingly steamy, Blackwall's romance. It's quite sensual. Yeah. Let's talk about you, Blackwall.
I want to hear more about you.
Compared to yours, my life will seem dull indeed.
Where are you from?
Your name Blackwall doesn't sound Orlesian. Marcher then? Ferelden?
I was from the Free Marchers originally. Mark, that was a long time ago. Another life.
So you have a past.
I hear that many wardens were once criminals.
Not just wardens, it seems. Your own past isn't spotless. I'm sure you'd rather leave it behind you. As would I.
Yes, that's right. I'm a Culture Dwarf, aren't I? I can't actually remember that much about my character at all. This is the first time I've played as a dwarf in Inquisition. You weren't always a warden. Well, fucking hell, Theodora. Nobody was always a warden. You don't get born a warden. Although, wouldn't that be interesting? I've often thought, if you have your warden marry Alistair, right? Now, I know the wardens, like, are not completely infertile. It's just very unlikely that they will have children. But they're not, like, completely infertile. I'm sure I read that in, like, a codex or something. That, like,
the fertility rate goes down, but it's not like they're actually sterile. So theoretically, they could have a child together. Would that child be born a Grey Warden? I'm always wondering about that.
What did you do before you became a warden?
I was a soldier, a nobody trained to wield a sword and follow orders. Grew weary of fighting other men's wars.
So you became a warden.
More or less. Becoming a Grey Warden was the first time I felt like I mattered. The life I led before seems hollow in comparison. Perhaps one day it will fade away.
Some people are weirdly excited that Veil God will have a romanceable old man companion. I'd be more excited if it was an old woman, because I do... I am weirdly into the older ones, but yeah, it's different, isn't it? It's different. You don't often get to romance the older ones, you know. Just because you get past 50 doesn't mean you don't still have a sex life. Yeah, why'd you become a warden?
Why did you join the warden?
Because they remember honor and sacrifice. Words that have little meaning to the rest of us. Because they lay down their lives for those they have sworn to protect. We all need to believe there are such men in the world. I needed to believe I could be one of them.
Okay.
Continue this discussion at another time.
Very well.
You know what? He actually infuriates me, Blackwell. I think that the reason he infuriates me is... I mean, if you haven't played it and you don't know the twist, I'm not going to spoil it. But let's just say there's a twist about Blackwall, and what infuriates me in hindsight after knowing that is his righteousness. Especially when he's talking about the Wardens. He's so righteous and sort of like... It just really pisses me off. Welsh Friend is back! Okay, we can finish the announcement. Okay, so, Welsh Friend, you missed the first part of the announcement. The first part of the announcement is that when the new Dragon Age game comes out this autumn, I don't know if you've seen all of the news, but there's been a trailer and there's been a gameplay video, and it looks really good, and I'm very excited. And we've got info about all of the companions and stuff. Not much info, but we know, you know, what their names are and things, and it's very, very exciting, and I'm beside myself with excitement. And when it comes out in autumn at some point, I would like to live stream it at least a little bit. I probably won't live stream my whole playthrough, but I will live stream it a little bit. However, I do not wish to live stream like publicly like what I'm doing now, because, you know, there'll be a lot of hype around the game and people might actually watch the live stream, and you know what I'm like. And we might get a lot of idiots who just kind of ruin our nice happy little gang, and we don't want that. So what I want to do is I want to set up a private stream, right? So if I set up a private stream, only the people who have the link to it can watch it, right? So I want to be able to send the link to all of like my regulars, my nice happy regulars, you know, and we'll have a nice happy little gang, and we can just sort of enjoy playing the first little bit of Veil God together. I might live stream my whole playthrough, I don't know, because I think that would be fun. I like sharing my... I think it's because, do you know what? My real world friends are not gamers. Like, I don't have any real world friends who are into gaming, and even like the people who I do know who are into gaming, who are more like friendly acquaintances, aren't into games like Dragon Age. So like, I've got nobody in the real world to like share my gaming with, except maybe my brother. So I'm sort of like, I don't have anybody who I can like, you know, ring up and kind of go, oh my god, I've just done this in Dragon Age, right? What I've got is I've got these live streams, and that's kind of why I want to live stream like when I'm playing it for the first time, because I feel like I can share it and it's kind of exciting. Anyway, the point is, I've set up a Discord server. That we can have just us. I was gonna put the link in the chat, but I need to do it on my other computer. Hang on, I'm gonna have to temporarily go back to my starting screen, and I can't remember what bloody key that is. I've lost my bit of paper that tells me what all my shortcuts are. One of the cats is probably fucking eating it or something. Fuck's sake, hang on, I'll tell you what I can do. I can briefly put that one on, and then I will go back to that, and I will put that on. Because I can't do this through my laptop because I haven't got Discord installed on my laptop and I can't be bothered doing it now. Right, so here's what I am going to do. I am going to... If I can remember where to fucking well do it. Bearing in mind I'm quite new to Discord. And I haven't really... Oh, I can stream through Discord. Oh, that's exciting. Oh, maybe we'll just do that then. It's actually because I'm playing Inquisition, it's actually given me the option to stream Inquisition. Anyway, there we go, that's what I want. Copy that. So yeah, I'm going to put a link in the chat. Oh yeah, you can, you're going to be able to, me and Fred are just, busy, because Fred's already on the server, right? He was like my test when I was testing it. And me and him we're just like chatting back and forth. So you can see the kind of weird conversations that me and Fred have normally through fan fiction or just through email. So if I put the link in the description, you should be able to click on that and join the Discord server. And I'm assuming that you'll all be able to click on it. I'm assuming it's not just like use for one person. Yeah, but it's only valid for 7 days. So after 7 days, that one will disappear. So then, like, next week I might put another one in to kind of, you know, catch anybody who missed it. While I'm here, I'm just going to check what my bloody keyboard shortcuts are. So I've lost my bit of paper and I can't remember what my keyboard shortcuts are because it's been that long since I've done a proper bloody stream. Like a proper one. Hotkeys, that's what I want. What do I want? Forgotten what it's called. Oh, that's the one. F2. It's F2. That's the one I need. F2. So, yeah. God, it even tells you that I'm playing Dragon Age Inquisition. Or it tells me that I'm playing Dragon Age Inquisition. I don't know if it tells you that I'm playing Dragon Age Inquisition. I've just seen you change your name so that we all know who you are, Welsh friend. I think you should have changed it to Welsh friend, personally. Sorry, I'm just on Discord now. Don't mind me. You've changed it to Welsh friend. Oh dear. If you scroll up a little bit, Welsh friend, you'll see the kind of filth that Fred always sends me. He sends me a lot of filth, does Fred. Right, we'll get back to Inquisition now I've done that. Right, so... what am I doing? I need to put my screen back on first. That would help, wouldn't it? Right, okay, so... we wander around, have a little chat with everybody. God, Fred, they can see our conversations now. Should we talk to Cassandra? I like talking to Cassandra. I can't remember how many conversations we've had or anything. Hi. Okay. Tell me about yourself.
I have some more questions.
Why am I not surprised?
What happened to your brother?
Tell me about your brother.
I would prefer not to speak of Anton. Another time, perhaps.
Yeah, I think we need to get to know her better, don't we? How did you become right hand?
So what's the story about you becoming the right hand?
Sweet Andraste, you really want to hear that? It was, what, 18, 20 years ago? Some still discuss it like it happened yesterday. The tale gets bigger each time it's told. I barely recognize myself in it now.
Okay. What happened?
You're stalling.
To hear others tell it, I alone saved divine Beatrix from a horde of dragons sent to assault the Grand Cathedral. Rather impressive for such a young seeker, wouldn't you say?
And the truth is?
I stumbled upon a conspiracy to kill Beatrix. A Templar Knight Commander was at its heart, and there was a dragon battle at the Grand Cathedral that I had help from loyal mages who rallied to the cause. They freed the dragons from magical control. Without them, the Divine and I would both have died. Yet I became the right hand, and they are forgotten.
Okay. We could flirt with her. I like flirting with Cassandra as a female character because it really freaks her out, and then eventually she kind of comes up to you and goes, yeah, I'm not into it. Sorry. It's quite a fun cutscene. I quite enjoy it. What became of the mages?
What happened to the mages that helped you?
They went back to their circles, with rewards and privileges and most holy gratitude. Many of them died at the cost.
Okay. I can't remember. How was I playing Theodora? I can't remember at all what I was playing her like. Well, I was playing her as... Was I playing her as a bit of a goody two-shoes? I think I was playing her as a bit of a goody two-shoes, wasn't I? I cannot remember. I've got no handle on her character at all. Like, I just can't remember. I've started playing a new playthrough of Origins, actually. Because I'm getting my canon playthrough ready for when Veil God comes out. Hello, Common Misconception! Yeah. Let's say... Do you know what? Let's flirt with her. Why not?
You're delightful. You know that?
I do not. I object. There's nothing delightful about me.
I beg to differ.
I think I left them in the stocks.
Aww. Sorry, Cassandra.
You get back to work.
Also, that was like... That line was nowhere near as sexy when it with the other voice actor. What's her name? The one who voiced Samantha in Mass Effect 3. Yeah. Should we talk to Colin? Hello, Colin. Flirt with him too as well, but we won't. Tell me about yourself.
I should get to know you better. We're working together, after all.
Would you like to know?
All right. Where are you from?
Sorry, I'm just on the Discord. I'm basically just wandering... Oh, hello. I'm basically just wandering around talking to everybody. Just, you know, for something to do while I'm keeping an eye on the Discord to see who's joining. Brenda has joined. Hello, Brenda. Right, yes. We have a codex entry that was poked up for reasons.
I was transferred to Kirkwall shortly after the flight. This is the first I've returned in almost 10 years.
Yes, you were away a long time.
You haven't seen Ferelden in 10 years. Are you glad to be back?
I was not sorry to leave at the time. Did not expect murder in the breach. I've arrived to find nothing but chaos.
Tell me about Kirkwall.
What was the Kirkwall like?
While I was there, Canary occupied and then attacked the city. The Viscount's murder caused political unrest. Relations between mages and Templars fell apart. Force named after the Chantry, and the Knight Commander went mad.
Yeah, that pretty much sums up Dragon Age 2, doesn't it? Tell me about the rebellion.
Between Kirkwall's mages and Templars.
You were at the conclave. Must have heard people speak of it.
Yes, but you were there.
Tension between mages and Templars long before I arrived. Eventually, it reached a breaking point. There was fighting in the streets. Abominations began killing both sides. It was a nightmare.
And how did it end? Not well, Theodora, not well.
What happened then?
Templars should have restored. Red Lyrian had driven Knight Commander Meredith mad. She threatened to kill Kirkwall's champion. Turned on her own men. Not sure how far she would have gone. Too far.
So you opposed her.
I stood with the champion against her in the end. I should have seen through Meredith sooner.
You know, there's actually a mod for Dragon Age Origins where it lets you sleep with Cullen. Gives you a nice little cutscene. Not a very graphic cutscene, but you know, it exists in the world. I was going to say something else then, but I can't remember what it was. Oh yeah, I once did a playthrough where I'd played as a female mage in Origins, and then in Inquisition I basically made a look-alike of her and romanced Cullen, and then in hindsight I thought that's a bit creepy actually, isn't it? Varix from Kirkwall.
Varric from Kirkwall. Did you two know each other?
I knew he was friends with the champion of Kirkwall, Klaus. We've spoken more since I joined the Inquisition, largely in the barracks. Apparently I spent too much time with this serious depression. And it's bad for my health.
Right, tell me about the Blight.
You were in Ferelden during the Blight. Did you fight Darkspawn?
No, I was stationed in Ferelden's Circle Tower. The Circle had trouble of its own. I remained there.
Ooh, what happened at the Circle?
What happened at the Circle Tower?
You who survived the Blight have fond memories of it. Prefer to
Do you think Cullen will be in Veilguard? Because who have we got who's been in all 3 games so far? There's Cullen, there's Leliana. Alistair can be, but isn't necessarily. Flemeth. But I don't think Flemeth will be turning up in Veilguard. For, you know, spoiler reasons. Although she might. Nothing's impossible. So yeah, I would kind of hope that at least Cullen and Leliana would both turn up. Especially since they're both connected with the Inquisition, and the Inquisition's still going to be around, aren't they? Doing things. I mean, that's like part of the storyline.
Master Harry said he won't pay that much.
You not want to join Discord just for us, Common Misconception? Just for us. Just for us. We have such exciting conversations, me and Fred. I mean, the rest of you can just watch if you want. Just watch the weird conversations that unfold between me and Fred and laugh. Be a bit of free entertainment.
He showed me some tricks. Got a demon claw wound to stop festering faster than I'd ever seen.
I've heard good things about the Chargers. Polite and respectful they are.
Everyone's respectful around us. Never know when they might need their guts shoved back in.
I like these two. I think these are the two. One of them has a wild night of passion with Iron Bull. And you over here are talking about it. Let's talk to Leliana. Hello, love.
I'm listening.
Oh, we can ask her about. The warden, can't we?
I know a great many people. I have made friends, and on occasion enemies. It's unavoidable.
Oh, apparently we've already asked her about it. Did we already ask her about it? You see, I cannot remember anything. It's been that long since we've played.
I met her a long time ago, but we didn't become good friends until years later. After the Blight, in fact. I'd just returned to Val Rayo, and she welcomed me back by throwing a diplomatic ball. She was the Antivan ambassador at the time, you see. The ball was... alright. Too many politicians. At midnight, Josie and I left to find a real party. We've been friends ever since.
I wrote a fan fiction, or I started writing a fan fiction called A Real Party about what actually happened on the night, and my canon warden is in it. My warden is in Orlais visiting the Empress for reasons that I now cannot recall. I never finished it because I couldn't quite get a handle on the story, but it was meant to be just like a little short one. Not like a short a bit longer than a short story, but not quite a novel. What do they call it? A novella? Do they call it that kind of thing? And sometimes I still think about getting back to it, but I just can't quite get a handle on the story. But it was definitely like a comedy story more than like a serious one.
What do you consider a real party?
It's not a real party until someone's small clothes are pinned to a chantry board. And that's all I'm saying about it.
Yeah, and they go on this gallivant across Orlais, and I think they like, I can't quite remember. I came up with some sort of political intrigue that was going on, and there's some ambassador who has some agenda and basically gets them blind drunk. And Elia, who's my canon warden, and Leliana wake up the next morning, like, on the other side of the city with no idea how they've got there, and they have to, like, retrace their steps through the city, finding all of this calamity that they've apparently left in their wake, and they can't remember what happened, and Josephine's missing, and they have to try and find her. And it turns out that, like, she's been kidnapped by somebody for some reason, and they have to go and save her. But, like, I mean, I know it sounds great, but the trouble is, it was one of those ones where, like, I wrote a bit of it, and I scribbled down a few notes for it, but mostly it was just in my head, and now I can't actually remember, like, what was going to link it all together, and I've been back through all my notebooks and everything, and I cannot find anywhere where I wrote down, like, an actual full plan of it. So now I just kind of can't remember enough of it to be able to string the story together. I keep going back to it and sort of going, what was going to happen there, and what was this going to be, and I just can't remember it, and I'm so bad for doing that, for having these great ideas and then not writing them down, and then I just forget. But anyway.
My Creator, judge me whole. Find me well within your grace. Touch me
yeah, but it was based a little bit on, you know that quest in Skyrim, where you get drunk and you wake up and you're married to a goat or something like that, and there's something weird like that, isn't it? And then you have to, like, retrace your steps across the whole thing. That was probably my favourite bit of all of Skyrim. Yeah, it was sort of vaguely based on that they just wake up and they have no idea what's happened, and they sort of, like, retrace their steps through the city, and they appear to have, like, blown up statues and all sorts. Have I recruited Sarah? I think I have. Hi!
Chasing the Lord's sister, I hear. Anyone who thinks they need Lord in front of the name, that's bad.
I didn't mean anything by it. It's good to see us all coming together to serve the Maker.
Most people who have Lord in front of their name don't have it because they think they need it. They're just sort of given it. What's your thoughts on the Inquisition?
Is the Inquisition what you thought it would be?
Calling an Inquisition is a bit much, isn't it? Not even know what they're chasing. That question for me as well, I suppose. Everybody following a rules. At least I'm used to that.
Okay, tell me about your background. Can I flirt with her yet? No, I can't. Tell me about your background.
Tell me about yourself.
Oh yeah. Interested, are you?
Who trained you?
You're skilled. Who taught you how to use a bow?
No one.
That seems unlikely.
What? I picked it up here and there. Mostly it just makes sense. It's not like that for you.
Only when I'm boasting.
No, certainly. Not a day's effort for the naturally gifted like us.
Well, it's not like that. It takes work. A bit. Not like Cullen and his pets. I mean, you miss, then you don't. Is it that hard to see when it's wrong?
Is it an elf thing?
Most I know couldn't find an arrow sitting on it. Right. Maybe I just make it look easy and shite company. Fact still is, no teacher.
Where would I find one in alleyways anyway?
Where are you from?
How about the basics? Where are you from? I got that from the accent. Where in Ferelden?
Over? Okay, fine. Denerim for a bit. South, north, wherever I want.
Yeah, no ties worth mentioning.
There are no connections you want to mention at all?
Nope.
How very Kunari of you.
What?
Never mind.
Good, right?
You're different for an elf.
You're not like most of the elves I've met.
Thanks, right? Or was that an insult? I suppose I could go barefoot and mine. I got soulless, right? Never be as good as we were. Well, who's we? I'm just fine.
No, I've always thought it makes no sense that the elves don't wear shoes. Yeah, there's no value in tradition.
There's a lot of tradition there. Should it just be thrown away?
Your great-grandfather's dead. Why aren't you dead? You're throwing away tradition.
That makes sense to you?
None of it does in the city. That's why I'm not like an elf.
We'll talk later.
I just like Sarah. I think she's so refreshing. I mean, I don't agree with everything that she says, but I think she's refreshing. It's, you know, it's a refreshing take. Right, okay. So. I think we've talked to all the important people, haven't we? Oh, fuck me, we're up to 8 viewers. Jesus Christ, I don't know what I'm going to do with my poor heart can't take 8 viewers. What was our record? I think our record was 14, wasn't it? We had 14 viewers at one point. Just can't handle it, man. Can't handle it. Right. I should probably go and sort my equipment out. It's the most boring bit of the game. Oh, we haven't talked to Iron Bull yet. Hello! Okay. How do you know he's a Templar?
Did Cullen tell you he was a Templar? He's not wearing the armor.
He didn't have to. Might not be a Templar shield, but it's a Templar holding it. He angles the shield just a bit down. Helps direct fire or acid away, so it doesn't spray right into your face. Kunari learned the same thing when we trained to fight Tevinter mages. Templars do it.
As soon as you said, fuck me, one left. I know, I'm good at scaring them off, aren't I? I'm good. Whenever the numbers get too high, I just do something outlandish and, you know, scare a few of them off. It's good. Yeah. I'd rather discuss your men.
Are your mercenaries adjusting to life here?
Getting there. No major fights with Inquisition troops. Beyond the usual chest thumping. Don't worry. The Chargers have worked with other groups before. I'll keep them in line. Biggest problem for the Inquisition right now isn't on the front line. It's at the top. You've got no leader. No Inquisitor.
Ooh, Liliana is our leader. We've got Cassandra. Cullen commands the troops. Perhaps I should lead. Do we need one? See, I just can't remember how I was playing her. I really can't. The trouble is, the Inquisitor just has no personality, and it's so hard to give the Inquisitor a personality. Because, and I don't know how they're doing this in Veil God, because from that little bit of gameplay that we got, it's hard to tell. The conversation options had the same symbols on as Hawke's personalities, so the diplomatic and the humorous and then the aggressive, right? But Inquisition follows that as well, in that your top option is usually kind of goody two-shoes diplomatic, your middle option is usually more humorous, and then your bottom one is usually more kind of direct, but it's not as defined. And they did the voice acting to be kind of neutral, and I think that's meant to be so that you can put your own personality onto it, but it doesn't work, because as soon as you give the Inquisitor a voice, so much of your personality comes through in your voice. So as soon as you give a character a voice, you've given them a personality, and if that voice is really kind of neutral, then what you've done is given them a really boring personality. And it just really annoys me, because I just find the Inquisitor such a hard person to get a handle on, and such a hard character to, like, make your own. Out of all three of them, the Inquisitor is the one who is hardest to actually... They're just a non-person. I mean, I had to make my Inquisitor my canon Inquisitor quite sort of... I made her quite harsh and sort of ruthlessly pragmatic and not a particularly nice person a lot of the time, just to give her some kind of personality, because it was the only way I could sort of like, you know, yeah, just bothers me. So I don't know how they're going to do it in Veil God. I couldn't quite tell. But I really hope they've gone for the distinct personalities again, because that is better than just having like a kind of non-person. I like the voice actor though. I want to hear the female voice acting, because I will play as a woman the first time, because I always do. But he had a very sexy voice, and I liked that it was a British accent, but it wasn't like really posh. It wasn't like I really want to punch somebody in the face levels of posh like the two Inquisitors are. The two Inquisitors are so posh, I just can't even listen to them. I just want to strangle someone while they're talking. And it was really nice. I mean, he was still Southern, but he wasn't posh. So, you know, I liked it. It was great. It was one of my favourite things about that gameplay reveal, actually, that I was squealing. I was like, oh my god, he's not posh! I mean, he's posh compared to me, but he's still not posh. Right, yeah, should we go with... Let's go with Cassandra.
Cassandra's been the driving force of this Inquisition. She's the leader in all but name.
Cassandra's a seeker. From what I gather, that's a bit like a Ben Husser. She's a good hunter and a great fighter, but she doesn't see the big picture. Too busy searching for answers. My people don't pick leaders from the strongest, the smartest, or even the most talented. We pick the ones willing to make the hard decisions and live with the consequences. Who knows? Maybe you've seen the bridge. The Chantry gets off its ass and all those soldiers go over the get fat.
You think?
It would happen. It won't. But it would.
Okie dokie. Right. So. Can anybody remember how the flipping infantry works? Do you know what? I hate the infantry in Inquisition. I absolutely despise it. And I think the fact that the combat is so utterly dull just means that like it hardly even matters what equipment that you put on, and it just makes the whole process really boring. Like when you're playing Origins, you can look through all the equipment and see like, you know, what advantages and disadvantages they have, and it's interesting, it holds your attention. But because the combat is so shit in Inquisition, and you're like, it doesn't even really bloody matter, like, you just kind of put the best one that you've got, just equip the best you've got of whatever, and it'll be fine. And so like the whole process of sorting your inventory out is just so fucking dull, and it's really terribly designed interface. I think it's more designed with console in mind than yes, whatever this is, PC. Armour. Oh, I've got a Warden helmet. Am I wearing a Warden helmet? I might be wearing a Warden helmet. I don't know. I've got helmets toggled to off. Oh, I need to be level 9, so I can't wear it anyway. That's terrible. Okay. Should we just assume that we're wearing the best equipment? Should we just assume? Didn't even look at my accessories. Yanks cannot really tell the difference between British accents. Accents are fascinating, aren't they? I find it so fascinating that like, so like when you're from an area and your ear is attuned to that area, so like in Northumberland, I can tell the difference between accents from villages that are less than 10 miles apart, right? And towns, right? You can just tell. But the moment you start to move a bit away from your area, it becomes a bit more murky. So when you go a little bit down south, and you've got like, I can tell the difference between, say, Lancashire and Derbyshire and Yorkshire. I can tell the difference. But then within those areas, I can't much tell the difference. There are certain accents, like I know what a Bolton accent sounds like. I can differentiate that from like your generic Yorkshire accent. But that's mostly just because I'm a huge fan of both Peter Kay and Sarah Cox, who are both from Bolton. So that's mostly why I know what a Bolton accent sounds like. But then once you get like any further south than that, unless it's really distinctive, like Cockney, everybody sounds the same, or like Cornwall and Devon. But I couldn't tell you the difference between Cornwall and Devon. But I can tell you that Cornwall and Devon sound different from, like, say, Essex. But everything between, like, Midlands, as far as I'm concerned, if you're from the Midlands, everybody sounds the same to me. But then there's things like, there was an American who, there was a character in one of the big Finnish Doctor Who dramas. He's a companion and he's from Liverpool and he's got a really strong Liverpool accent. And there was an American who had put a comment on the Big Finish website asking what accents all of the various companions had. And he had thought that this character was Irish, and until he said that, I never even noticed that Liverpudlian and Irish sound similar, which of course they do, because when the Irish came across during the famine, a lot of them ended up in Liverpool, and that's why there's a sort of a connection there. But I'd never actually noticed that they sound similar until I was told that. And it was the same with, like, the guy who plays the father in Billy Elliot, which is set in Middlesbrough, I think. He has a Glaswegian accent, and they just let him keep his Glaswegian accent because most people can't tell the difference. Whereas to me, that's insane. Like Glaswegian and Northumbrian don't... Well, Middlesbrough isn't quite Northumbrian, but I suppose it's kind of in the area. Don't sound anything alike. So that was, like, mental to me. It's weird. Because, like, so there's certain, like, when you can tell the difference between accents, you don't actually necessarily realise that they sound similar, if you see what I mean. And there's a very strong connection between Irish and Jamaican, and I can't remember why. There is a reason that the Jamaican accent is very similar to the Irish accent. I can't remember what it is, but I'm talking like proper Irish, like proper, really, really broad kind of rural sort of Irish that you don't hear very often in popular media. And I never realised that they were similar until somebody put some comment up. I think it was on the Greedfall subreddit, because in Greedfall fuck's sake, what have I got equipped? I've got a cooldown modifier, I've got critical damage bonus, spirit resistance. Oh, do you know what? I really don't give a fuck. We've been playing this an hour already. Fuck me. Yeah, we'll have God penetration. Why not? That'll do. Will that do? That'll do. Do you know what? Fuck it, that'll do. Should we just head to Redcliffe and actually get something done? Sorry, I'm reading the chat. I want to say I'm not going to go back to live streaming Inquisition every single week, because it's not a very live streamable game. It's literally just because there's Dragon Age news coming out, and you know, what I was thinking of doing is like playing it in my own time, and then whenever we get to an interesting point in the story, I'll live stream that bit. Because it is such a shit game to live stream, it really is. But I find it quite fun and relaxing just to kind of play, even though it's boring as shit. It's, you know, all of like the wandering around and stuff, but like the story bits of it are good. But you know, yeah, fuck it, fuck the infantry nonsense. Let's just head to Redcliffe. There we go, we go back to the hinterlands. And Inquisition soldiers are missing in the uncharted marshes of Southern Ferelden, are they? That's the thingy one. The oh, that's a good point. We haven't even been to the war table yet. Jesus fucking Christ. Jesus Christ. The interaction between characters is funny. Shame about the combat. Yeah, it has a really good script, Inquisition. I will say that about it. I think it has great dialogue, very memorable dialogue, and very great cutscenes. Great cutscenes. It would have been a better movie than a game, I think. If they made it just like an interactive movie and cut all the combat out, that might have been better. But yeah. Go to the war table, and then I promise we will actually get on with playing something. Alright. So, utilise the Grey Warden treaties. I was correct. Spreading word that the Inquisition was allied with the Grey Wardens meant messages of support poured in. With the treaties in hand, we've managed to secure the recruits and donations of both gold and equipment. The Commander will make good use of them. Excellent. Ooh, we've got Griffin robes. Present for Bianca. I should have had more faith in me. Do you know what? I never even noticed that Bianca got destroyed in that video thing that BioWare put up until Fred pointed it out to me. It hadn't even occurred to me. Anyway, I should have had more faith in my agents. Of course, they tracked down Provident, who has sought shelter from the Mage Templar conflict with a wealthy Navarran patron. We provided a brief description of Bianca and provided Provident adapted the design for a leaf. This is very hard to read for some reason. For a leaf spring stabilizer to suit one of her stocks. We were also able to secure his original designs for our own use in siege engines. Yay! And did I have Cullen doing anything? I must have had Cullen doing something. Was he just getting money? Yeah. Poor Cullen. I never have anything useful for him to do. He just gets money for us. Okay, choose successor in Lides? Lides? I don't think I've ever had to say that out loud before. Part of a Ben Hasrath report noting the current fight for succession in Lides, which has been without a direct ruler since Duke somebody died early in the Orlesian Civil War. The duchy will go to one of 3 members of the dead Duke's family, all of whom have possible claims to the position due to the complex nature of Orlesian politics. His cousin Carolina, already a duchess by marriage, his daughter Manette, whose claim is moneyed by her youthful naivete and the fact that her father pushed her into a life of service to the Chantry after his wife's death, likely to protect her from the dangers of the game. You know, this sort of stuff used to go on in real life as well. And his brother Jean Gaspard, an ambitious and cunning man who has been searching for power. Carolina is capable and not overly invested in overseeing Lides personally. Manette would be the easiest manipulated, but less likely to be useful. Jean Gaspard would be difficult to manipulate and could present a threat if he succeeds his brother. Okay, I think Carolina sounds good, doesn't she? Already a duchess by marriage. We don't know much about her other than already a duchess by marriage. Capable and not overly invested in overseeing Lides personally. That sounds good. Manette sounds like a disaster waiting to happen. And Jean Gaspard sounds like he would raise a rebellion against us, so... I can destroy Carolina's marriage with 4 words and the proper glove left on the proper table if we wanted rid of Carolina. Manette would do better in the Chantry than in the game. I can see that she is encouraged to take vows if we want rid of her. Jean Gaspard is a chevalier and a capable military leader. If we want him removed, I dare say we might recruit him for ourselves. Should we get rid of him first? Because he seems like the most threatening of the 3. So we'll get rid of him first. And we've got investigate strange chalk markings. Do you know this sign? A triangle, point down 2 wavy lines through it. A lookout spotted it in chalk on a ruined wall close to one of our outposts. A cursory inquiry into the symbol has revealed nothing. Archivists are still looking. Argent thinks she saw the symbol or something very like it scrawled in a ledger that belonged to the Comtesse de Bayard. A sweep was done as you ordered. Almost every outpost of ours has been marked in this manner. Many believe we are being watched. To what end, we do not know. What about a decoy outpost set up near a trade route and watched carefully? If someone decides to take out their piece of chalk, we'll have them. I could follow up an Argent's lead. That person is reclusive and has remained steadfastly neutral in all matters. But I'm certain I can find someone to gain her cooperation. Ooh, let's do Leliana, shall we? Let's let her do our thing. Sorry, I'm just reading the chat. Oh, we could investigate the shards, perhaps. Yeah. Sister Liliana, the shards acquired by the Herald of Andraste are unlike anything I've encountered. Though ancient in origin, few have been recovered before now. The breach must have disrupted whatever ancient magic was concealing them from view. I have heard of one scroll that mentions the shards. It belonged to the Circle Tower in Markham, however, after the circles fell, the Sorrel family seized many of the valuables as compensation for donations made after their mage son was taken there. They intend to sell the scroll along with everything else at private auction. Do you know what? I love just the little snippets that you get of, like, little stories that like have nothing to do with the game, but they just make the world more alive, don't they? I love that. Josephine, if this ancient magic is tied to the breach or can offer some advantage against it, we need to know. Can you get us into that auction? Get us into the auction, Josephine. I mean, from what I remember, the shards, what you actually get from collecting them all, is not actually worth the hassle. But, you know, something to do. Sister Liliana, with thanks to our Lady Ambassador, I was able to study the scroll. The reference is vague, but it implies a connection to a temple, possibly elven. I followed the lead and believe one such temple stands in an oasis in the western approach. As to what may lie within, I cannot say. Reports of the place are cut off or have pages missing. I've yet to find a reliable first-hand account. Perhaps one of our soldiers can provide a better one. Okay. Not now. I need to go to Redcliffe. Ooh, Secrets of Andraste. The runes discovered in the mountain passage during the recent search are of a type never seen before. Neither Tevinter nor Elven, perhaps dating back to the time of Andraste herself. There are few who might be able to translate the script, and the benefit of doing so is unknown. Josephine, I know of several Antivan scholars who can be discreet. They would happily translate the runes for us. Well, you get on that, my love. Right, and finally, I'm going to head to the hinterlands. Finally, I'm going to head to the hinterlands. Although I'm getting a bit hungry, and I do have 2 freshly made lemon meringue pies. I think I'll just go and get a bit of lemon meringue pie to eat while I'm doing my thing. Should we do that? I'll do that. I'll pop the kitten break screen on, which I think is F3. Hopefully that's the kitten break screen that's just come up. I will be back very, very soon.
Brenda, who are you to try and tell me that lemon meringue pie is not food? It is in my house, love, I can tell you. I made it myself. Food went into it. 6 eggs in here. 7, actually, if you include the one in the pastry. Well, I mean, there's not 7 eggs in this particular bit that I'm eating right now. I'm not eating the whole thing in one go. And 6 lemons. And I put some passion fruit in, but you can't actually taste it. But there is passion fruit in there. You know, it's food. It's nutritious. It's good for me. It's got fruit in it. It's got to be one of my 5 a day, surely. 2 of my 5 a day. Lemons and passion fruit. You're gonna have to sit here and listen to me eat a lemon meringue pie. Hour and a half we've been going. Not done now. Oh, it's very good. I mean, I didn't leave it in quite long enough. The second one I made was better. Because the trouble is, the first one I forgot when I put it in. So, yeah, I took it out a bit too soon, I think. The meringue's a bit soft. And the filling hasn't quite set. It's still delicious. Anything, I think the passion fruit's actually made it more bitter. The idea was to sweeten it a little bit. Because it's very tart when I make a lemon meringue pie. And it's nice, it's not unpleasant. But I thought if I put a bit of passion fruit in with it, it would sweeten it a bit, but it hasn't really. Not the best one I've ever made. But, you know, perfectly edible. Oh, I finished Golden Girls last night. You know how I said I'd been watching Golden Girls on Disney Plus? I reached the last episode last night. It's a horrible episode, isn't it, when Dorothy leaves? It's very sad. It left me feeling all empty and cold inside. Now I might go back to the beginning and start rewatching them. I know they did carry it on with the Golden Palace, didn't they? Which, I mean, it was good, but it wasn't the same. But you know what? I think they could have survived without Dorothy. If they'd just done another series, like a normal one. I think the thing that ruined it was taking them out of the house. That was what ruined it. Putting them in the hotel. It's like, no man, you should have just left them alone. I think they could have survived with just the 3 of them. If they'd left them in the house. Anyway. After that exciting tangent. What am I doing? I'm trying to get to the hinterlands. That's what I'm doing. World map. Put the thing back on, woman. No. World map. Hinterlands. There we go. How do I actually travel to the hinterlands? There we go. See what I mean? The UI is just fucking awful. It's absolutely terrible. That's Memories of the Grey. That's
Blackwall's nonsense. Hushed Whispers, that's the one I want, isn't it? That's the one. I need a camp close. That one, that'll do. We'll travel there. Do I want recommendations for a new series? Yes, I do. Oh, I need to choose a party. Sorry, I was distracted. Oh, we'll take Cassandra, because I always take Cassandra. I'm going to take Vivienne, because I like her. Sexy, sexy cheekbones. I was going to say shoulder blades. I'm sure our shoulder blades are sexy too. What do we need? What do we need? Should we have another warrior? Should take Iron Bull. Iron Bull and Cassandra are good together. That's one of my favourite parties actually, Cassandra, Vivienne and Iron Bull. I think they're fabulous. Yes, I'll take recommendations for a new series.
Nothing to report, sir.
Is lemon meringue not supposed to be tart? Well, yeah, it is, but I was just trying to, shake it up a bit. But it hasn't really worked. But, right. There's a massive dragon down that bit, isn't there? We'll not go and deal with the massive dragon just yet. We'll definitely take Iron Bull with us when we do deal with the massive dragon, though, because it's hilarious. You have a level up. How do I level you up again? I can't remember. Is it... Oh, fuck's sake. Character record, would that be it? Possibly. There we go. Should we auto-level him up? Because I really don't give a fuck. Yeah! That's awful, isn't it? That's awful. What Magpie needs is a sitcom starring the Inquisitor, Cassandra, Iron Bull, and Vivienne. Yeah, I don't know what kind of thing I want to watch. Series 3 of Bridgerton's out. I might resubscribe to Netflix and rewatch all of Bridgerton and Queen Charlotte, and then watch season 3. My mate at work says it's very good. Me and her are quite into Bridgerton. She says it's suitably raunchy because, like, series 2 was really disappointing of Bridgerton, wasn't it? Series 1, you had all of, like, the exciting sex and the sex on the staircase and all of that, and there was a lot of... It was very raunchy and very lovely. Season 2, there was, like, one sex scene, and it wasn't even a particularly good one. It was very kind of normal, boring sort of sex. It wasn't, like, proper raunchy, sexy kind of sex. It was very, very disappointing. So yeah, I might watch Bridgerton. And there's a new Star Wars thing on Disney Plus, isn't there? Because it's called The Acolyte or something like that. I sort of like, that's a big drop. That's a big drop for such a little dwarf. Will not fall down there. Yeah, I thought about maybe watching. I don't know what kind of thing I want to watch though. Mind you, when I started watching Golden Girls, I didn't know what kind of thing I wanted to watch either. It just kind of popped up on my recommended things. And I was like, oh yeah, Golden Girls. Golden Girls is amazing. This is just leading us back to the camp that we just came from, isn't it? Yes. Just thought, should I try and kit out Iron Bull? Because I don't think I've done his inventory yet. You know how much I love sorting out people's inventory. I love it so much. I'll give you that. And armor. I think he's got the right armor on. Accessories. Do you want an amulet of constitution? Do you want a belt of melee defense? And then we'll give you... I don't know if you can do charging bull. I can't remember what ability that is. You can definitely do mighty blow, I think. But we'll give him charging bull as well. Why not? There we go. That'll do us for now. Where am I going? I'm looping around. Oh, there's a fade rift I'm going to have to deal with. Yeah, we're definitely not going back to live streaming Inquisition permanently. It's just do it for this one, and then I'll probably do something else again next week. I don't know what. I still need to finish Bioshock. I don't know if I'm in a Bioshock kind of mood, to be honest. I think Fabledom's kind of run its course. I mean, all we've got left to do is marry Ramon. We might do that. Might do No One Lives Forever, finally. Suspiciously quiet, isn't it? There's the Fade Rift up there. We might be able to avoid it. Just hope we don't run into anybody, because I can't be arsed having to shoot anyone. Can't be arsed. Do you think there's a mod that takes out combat? I would love that so much. Or at least certainly like the just a mod that takes out all of like the enemies that roam about, the ones that respawn, because they just make the game so tedious. There's a Fade Rift. I think we have to do that Fade Rift, don't we, in order to get into Redcliffe.
I want a constant watch on that damn thing. Sound the alarm at the first sign of demons.
Close the Fade Rift. Okay. Oh look, there's that would be the first sign of demons. The demons coming out of the Fade Rift would probably be the first sign of demons. Oh, isn't this so exciting? Isn't this the most exciting demon battle that there has ever been? Yay! It's so depressingly dull, isn't it? That just looks like I'm shooting Iron Bull. I can't even tell who I'm shooting. Do you know what I really hope for Veilguard? And I don't think they're going to manage it, because I've seen their redesign for the Pride Demons and I'm not impressed. But something that both Dragon Age, the first, well, Origins particularly, and Dragon Age 2 a little bit. Are there more demons? Oh, it's waiting for me to close the rift, isn't it? Yeah, there we go. Yeah, so something that Mass Effect, the original trilogy.
What was that?
We don't know what these rifts can do. That one appeared to alter the time around it.
Did it? Oh yeah, that's a thing that supposedly happens, but yeah, something's wrong here.
Make her have mercy. It's over. Open the gates.
You interrupted me. I'm the future Inquisitor and you interrupted me. What was I talking about? Yes, Mass Effect, the original trilogy, and Dragon Age Origins in particular. One of the things they did really well was they made like things like Darkspawn and demons and reapers and stuff like that genuinely unsettling. Not so much scary, although I do find the reapers scary. The reapers and the banshees both terrify me. There's a bird. Hello, you're very beautiful. I wouldn't say that anything in Thedas scares me particularly, but when they did like the demons of the Darkspawn, they're grotesque. Do you know what I mean? Like when you're going through the deep roads for the first time, and you're getting closer and closer to the Broodmother, and you're going past all these like flesh sacks, and you encounter what's her name, and she's, you know, feasting on the blood of darkspawn and all that kind of stuff, and it's grotesque and it makes your skin crawl. And it's the same when you're going through the circle tower, and you've got like it's getting more and more demonic the more you get up, and it's all like there's flesh sacks everywhere and stuff, and it's all horrible, and it just makes you kind of go ugh. And it's the same, they do the same with the Reapers in Mass Effect. It's grotesque, and it lost that in Inquisition. There was a bit of it in Dragon Age 2, although not as much, but in Inquisition it completely lost it. Like, it went more for making it like I don't know. I don't know what the word is, but they made it's more like they made them cool rather than scary. You know what I mean? I remember watching an interview with one of the writers on Doctor Who, and he said that monsters tend to fall into two categories: they're either cool or they're scary. And that's what I thought when I played Inquisition. It's like they've stopped. They're not grotesque anymore. They don't make my skin crawl. I don't kind of recoil when I see them. Do you know what I mean? And like that's kind of what's been missing from the Dragon Age games in the more recent installments, is that grotesqueness and that, like, the gore. I mean, Origins is quite gory, really. It's not, like, particularly graphic, but then you've got, like, you know, when you travel on the map, you're literally marked in blood as you go. Your path is marked in blood as you travel. You know, it's got that grotesqueness about it. It sort of unsettles you. Because it's difficult to make things scary, I think, in video games these days. Unless you're making, like, a horror game. It's difficult to make. We're so used to seeing monsters and sort of things like that in everything that we're not really scared of them anymore. So it's difficult to make things scary, but you can make them grotesque. You can make them where you just kind of like leaves a bad taste in your mouth, and it's horrific. Sort of, you know, going through the deep roads is horrific. And when you're in Mass Effect, when you're going through like the Asari Monastery and you see what the Banshees have done, it's horrific. And when you're going through what's that place you go to in Mass Effect 3? It's quite near the end. It's not the Elusive Man space. I think it's the one before. Is it called Horizon or something like that? It might even be Mass Effect 2. I can't remember. It's been that long since I've played them. And you sort of witness all the horrors that even when you're witnessing things that Cerberus have done in the first game, or when when you go with Jack to where she grew up, and you just see the horrors. There's so much of that in Mass Effect and in Dragon Age Origins, and Dragon Age 2 a little bit, where you witness like horror and it just makes you kind of recoil. That's what they were always really good at, and that's what they lost in Inquisition, and that's what I want back. But I don't think they're going to manage it. It didn't have that feel when I was watching the gameplay, because they have redesigned the Pride Demons, and I don't know, it doesn't look particularly scary, really. Yeah. Anyway, that was a nice little tangent. At least it was a Dragon Age tangent.
We spread word the Inquisition was coming, but you should know that no one here was expecting us.
No one? Not even Grand Enchanter Fiona?
If she was, she hasn't told anyone. We've arranged use of the tavern for the negotiations.
Agents of the Inquisition, my apologies. Magister Alexius is in charge now, but hasn't yet arrived. He's expected shortly. You can speak with the former Grand Enchanter in the meantime.
Yeah, well done, Cassandra. You always have the best suggestions. Yeah. So, this is Redcliffe. Looks a little bit different to the last time we were here. Some of it's recognisable, most of it isn't. Is that meant to be the tower that you could walk up to? I don't know. Some of it, sometimes when I'm walking around Redcliffe and Inquisition, I'm like, oh yeah, I can kind of see the similarities. I mean, it is 10 years later, you have to remember. Right, so that's the water wheel. Yeah, I'm trying to remember what Redcliffe in Origins looks like. Yeah, it's sort of like similar-ish, because that's the water wheel. And then there was like... a thingamahoochie, wasn't there? There was a bridge across to it, yeah. So that would maybe be the bridge across to it. Yeah, then that's the dock, kind of. It doesn't really look like the Redcliffe from Origins, does it? Oh, should we talk to a storyteller? Hello! Can anybody remember what we did with Connor? We killed him, didn't we? Because I remember knocking Isolde out. I remember that. We knocked Isolde out and killed Connor. Okay, tell me about Redcliffe Village.
Tell me about your people.
Dwells in a small lake south of the highway. The girls of the village bring it daisies and ask for love. Rarely does it listen. For 'tis a spirit of valor, not love, and it favours blood lotus flowers.
Okay, that's given us a little quest, I think. I didn't murder Connor. He was possessed by a demon. I put him out of his misery. Oh, and there's the castle. Yeah, like, where's the windmill and everything?
I don't want you talking to the rebels. We're normal folk. We keep our heads down and let the mages and the Templars kill each other.
Oh, dear. Yeah, this guy thinks he's a mage, isn't he? I'm getting back into writing my Ostwick fanfiction, by the way, the one I keep teasing you about. Yeah, so this is the docks. Doesn't really look like Redcliffe at all, does it? No. If Connor's alive, you can find him down here, but he's not alive because I killed him. Oh dear.
Venatori created the Oculara to search for something. Something like those strange shards.
Why are you telling me that? Is there an Oculara here? Ooh, I can hear whispering. Oh yeah, there's lots of skulls. Fascinating. Fascinating. Do we know about the Venatori yet? She just mentioned the Venatori. Do we know about the Venatori yet? I don't think we've been introduced to the Venatori yet, have we? But will you let me loot the bloody stuff? Jesus freaking Christ. Yeah. Might be one of those little continuity errors where Vivian mentions the Venatori before we've actually met them. The thing I remember most about Redcliffe in Origins was a stupid old bat priestess who refused to bless the knights protecting her for some stupid pedantic reason. I know. Well, it was religion, that was the stupid pedantic reason. Do you know what I think? One of the most interesting things when you study history... Well, study. Read books that other historians have written. It's not really studying it, is it? When you are interested in history, is trying to wrap your head around just how religious people were. And, like, the things that, like, they genuinely believed. Like, even now, although there's plenty of religious people in the world, and I wouldn't say that I was an atheist, but still, to try and wrap your head around the fact that people genuinely thought that they would go to hell if they, like, had a child out of wedlock or something like that. It's a really hard thing to wrap your head around. And sometimes when you're looking at, like, the motivations for why people did certain things in certain situations, and the motivations are religious, from these, like, really, truly, deeply held beliefs that just, from a modern standpoint, even if you're religious yourself, it's still kind of hard to wrap your head around just how much their lives revolved around it and sort of the things that they did. That's just popped into my head because you're talking about the priestess. I mean, the reason that she wouldn't tell the knights that, you know, she could bless them and protect them was, you know, because of religious reasons. That's why she didn't do it. That's one of the things that I always find so hard to kind of get your head around. Anyway. Ooh, weapon schematics. That's exciting. it's not that exciting. Can I afford to just buy all of them? How much money do I have? A lot of money. Should we just buy all of them? And then we'll be able to craft lots of stuff. Oh, and all the armour. I want lots of armour that I could craft. I'm just going to spend all of my money on schematics. There we go. See if we can sell anything. I don't know. I don't know, guys. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Sell all of that shit. That'll do. Sometimes you catch these snippets of conversation and you're like, what? Who's talking? What are they talking about? Right, so where am I going? Am I going up there? I think I'm going up there. Yes, we're going into the tavern, aren't we? The Golden Lantern. That's not what the tavern was called, was it? What was the tavern called in Origins? Did it have a name? I don't know. Do you know what really annoys me is, you know in Origins, if Bella... Because Bella can inherit the tavern. If Lloyd dies, she can take over the tavern. But she doesn't turn up in Inquisition. At least not as far as I'm aware. And she should, shouldn't she? I wanted Bella to turn up. I liked Bella.
Welcome, agents of the Inquisition. First Enchanter Vivienne?
My dear Fiona, it's been so long since we last spoke. You look dreadful. Are you sleeping well?
I love Vivienne.
What has brought you to Redcliffe?
I love Vivienne so much. Yeah, you invited me here.
We're here because of your invitation back in Val Royeaux.
You must be mistaken. I haven't been to Val Royeaux since before the Conclave.
Yeah, I'm certain it was you.
There is no mistake. While the Templars were leaving, you came to Val Royeaux and asked me here.
The Templars left Val Royeaux? Where did they go? That sounds... Why does that sound so strange? Whoever or whatever brought you here, the situation has changed. The Free Mages have already pledged themselves to the service of the Tevinter Imperium.
This right here is why you can't trust mages.
Fiona, dear, your dementia is showing.
An alliance with Tevinter? Do you not fear all of Thedas turning against you?
As one indentured to a Magister, I no longer have the authority to negotiate with you.
Oh, Fiona, Fiona, what have you done? I don't like Fiona very much, you know, but I think it's mostly because she has an Norwegian accent. I think that's why I don't like her. I made a huge mistake. Tell me it does. You're ignoring the breach. That was fast. Okay, how much is a Carter dwarf likely to know about Tevinter Magisters and how much of a terrible mistake it is to align yourself with them? Yeah, you're ignoring the breach.
What about the giant hole in the veil that's spewing demons everywhere? You're just going to pretend it isn't there?
I am not forgetting the breach, but we can only fight one war at a time. The Templar threat was immediate. If we live, we can worry about the torn veil.
Welcome, my friends. I apologize for not greeting you earlier.
Agents of the Inquisition, allow me to introduce Magister Girion Alexius.
The Southern Mages are under my command. And you are the survivor, yes? The one from the Fade? Interesting.
Okay. Yeah, where's the Arl? That's a good question.
I haven't seen any sign of Redcliffe's Arl or his men.
the Earl of Redcliffe left the village.
Al Tegan did not abandon his lands during the Blight, even when they were under siege.
There were tensions growing. I did not want an incident.
Okay, tell me about this alliance.
I'd like to know more about this alliance between the rebel mages and the Imperium.
Certainly. What specifically do you wish to know?
Yeah, Fiona said she's indentured.
The Grand Enchanter told me she was indentured to a Magister.
Our southern brethren have no legal status in the Imperium. As they were not born citizens of Tevinter, they must work for a period of 10 years before gaining full rights. As their protector, I shall oversee their work for the Imperium.
Oh my god. You know, I'm quite looking forward to getting to go to Tevinter in the next game, because, like, I want to know more about it. Yeah, what does Tevinter gain?
What does the Imperium gain from taking rebel mages under its wing?
For the moment, the southern mages are a considerable expense. After they are properly trained, they will join our legion.
You said not all my people would be military. There are children, those not suited.
And one day I'm sure they will all be productive citizens of the Imperium when their debts are paid.
Okay, when did this happen?
I'm not clear on when exactly you negotiated this arrangement with Fiona.
When the Conclave was destroyed, these poor souls faced the brutality of the Templars, who rushed to attack them. It could only be through divine providence that I arrived when I did.
It was certainly very timely.
Okay, so let's negotiate.
If you're leading the mages now, then let's talk. I'm sure we can come to an arrangement.
It is always a pleasure to meet a reasonable woman. Felix, would you send for a scribe, please? Pardon my manners. My son Felix, friends. I am not surprised you're here. Containing the breach is not a feat that many could even attempt. There is no telling how many mages would be needed for such an endeavor. Ambitious indeed.
Okay, then you'll help us.
Does that mean you'll lend your mages to our cause?
There will have to be.
I'm so sorry. Please forgive my clumsiness, my lady.
Are you all right?
I'm fine, Father.
Come, I'll get your powders. Please excuse me, friends. We will have to continue this another time. Fiona, I require your assistance back at the castle.
I don't mean to trouble everyone.
I shall send word to the Inquisition. We will conclude this business at a later date.
Come to the Chantry. You are in danger.
Did the Magister's son give you that? Why would he help you?
Ooh, could be a trap.
There's no telling who or what will be waiting for us in that Chantry.
We'll be on guard.
Okay. So, should we have a little poke around the tavern? Should we talk to Clemens? Hello, Clemens.
Magister Alexius does not approve of those without magic like you and me. You may not wish to stay long. Many villagers have already left to escape his ire.
Oh, is he tranquil? He looks... Is he tranquil? Has he got a thing on his head? Yes, I think he does. Why does Alexius disapprove?
He does not like to be reminded of what mages can become. He says all tranquil must leave Redcliffe, but who would take us in?
Yeah, you're tranquil.
You're one of the tranquil?
Yes, my talent for magic was insufficient to protect me from demons. Rather than risk me becoming possessed, the circle removed my connection to the Fade. My magic is gone, along with my dreams and desires. Those now in Redcliffe prefer not to see us.
Okay, when did the Tevinters arrive?
How long
forced anyone without magic out of the castle, save those he required to serve him. Even the Arl was sent away.
Okay.
Farewell then.
One moment. You are a member of the Inquisition, are you not? I am an alchemist. You must require potions. If the Magister will not have me here, perhaps I can offer my services.
Yeah, sure.
We would be delighted to have you working for the Inquisition.
Thank you. While one lives, it is good to believe there is still a use for one's talents.
Okay, we're talking about medieval people's teeth in the chat. I love our live streams. All the bards look the same. Hi.
Inquisition. I wish the holy Andraste you'd gotten here sooner. These torrents make my shoulder blades itch.
Okay, you don't like to Vinter.
You're not happy with this new alliance?
Something's not right about that. They're not like us. Magic owner. I'd rather count myself among decent folk than stand with magisters.
Okay, tell me about the alliance.
How did the Grand Enchanter end up working with Dementor?
One minute, we're bracing for the Templars to attack. The next, we had a Magister ally. It was a stroke of luck that's given us an edge. In a way. Out of the frying pan.
Tell me about yourself.
Who are you? Name's Tolwyn. Formerly of the Circle of Magi in hospital. Lived my whole life there. Since I was 10 years old and came into my magic. 3 meals a day. Quality education. A roof over my head. If you're not summoning demons. A mage towers.
Yeah, aren't you with the rebellion?
If you are happy in the Circle, why are you here with the rebels?
We're all rebels now. The vote is sort of that. The majority wanted to dissolve the Circle. The rest of us went with them or cut loose.
There are still some of us who are loyal in the Emperor's court.
I figured I'm better off with my fellow mages than on my own.
Yeah, Mage Rebellion's an odd one, isn't it? A lot of them just kind of
The Torrents likely aren't happy you're asking questions.
got dragged along with everybody else. So once the vote happened, which happens in the book Asunder, which is a very good book and gives you a very good sort of overview of the Mage Templar War. It did just sort of descend into anarchy at that point, and they voted to leave. You know, kind of like a Thedas version of Brexit. Oh, that's a very sad codex entry, this one. When we heard of the injustices against our fellow mages at the White Spire, the Circle of Magi in Valoryo, I feared what was to come. Our circle at that place is small and isolated. It exists largely as a facade to appease the Chantry. When the other circles rose up, the Chantry sent seekers across the bay from Isley to investigate. They found us mixing freely with our families, training female mages in the traditions of the seers, and denounced us as apostates. Perhaps they thought we were spineless robes who could be intimidated with a little bloodshed. Before I was first enchanter, I was the daughter of Captain yes, of the... Oh god, I hate having to pronounce fantasy things. Of the yes, Armada. I know how to plan a battle. They brought with them a small army of Templars. We fought and we might have won, but they invoked the right of annulment with all the unrelenting brutality that allowed. It is their right to put screaming apprentices to the sword, burn our tainted libraries, crush irreplaceable artifacts under their heels, tear down the very walls of our home. No mage has the right to disagree. I've sent word to our brother and sister mages of this outrage. When they break through, we will not die alone. Yeah, that's the Circle Tower in Ravine, isn't it? Yeah. Right, so there's a person staring at a painting. All his chaos raining down around it, like, I'm just going to stand here and stare at this painting. Is there not someone else we can talk to? I'm sure there's like a really pissed off mage somewhere that we can talk to. Is it you?
We don't need your kind here. Your Inquisition's just Templars by another name.
Yeah, I think this one... Is she from the Ostwick Circle?
Who are you? Linnea. Just Linnea. Don't ask what Circle Tower I'm from, because we're done with that. We're all free mages now.
I'm sure if you're playing as a mage, she mentions that she's from the Ostwick Tower and that she remembers you. Or something like that, but she isn't very nice to you.
You'd rather bow to Tevinter than join the Inquisition?
All you Chantry types think the same way. The Imperium is a great evil that must be avoided. It's just because they're ruled by mages. No one wants us to look at them and say their mages are free and the world hasn't ended.
I don't think it's just that. I mean, I'm sure that's a part of it, but it's also the fact that they are, you know, imperialist, and they use a lot of blood magic, and there's a lot of, like, blood sacrifice goes on, and they enslave a lot of people. I think that's got a lot to do with it.
But don't magisters summon demons and practice human sacrifice?
The Chantry says whatever they think will scare us. What's wrong with blood magic? People don't like the idea of us controlling their thoughts, but they have no problem with us throwing fireballs in their wars. In Tevinter, the mages police themselves. It works.
I don't think it works for everybody. Yeah, the Inquisition's different.
Why does everyone think we're part of the Chantry? We left the Chantry. They hate us.
Right. And I'm the Empress of Orlais.
Okay. So. I think the reason that Inquisition isn't very live streamable is there's a lot of this. There's a lot of just kind of wandering around chatting with people. I mean, I know the same is true in all kind of RPG style stuff, but I think more so in Inquisition. It's very much a kind of just wander around and have a look sort of game. Which is not very live streamable. There's a lot of faffing about between the action. Hello, Sister Tanner.
I'm Sister Tanner. May I help you?
I know you're a smuggler, apparently. I don't know how I know you're a smuggler, but I know you're a smuggler.
I found a letter you sent to Templar named Corin.
What? Shit. You can't prove anything. A letter from a rogue Templar. Nobody's going to care. So, what do you intend to do?
Oh, let's get Cassandra to intervene.
Let's see. Impersonating a sister, smuggling, dishonoring Chantry robes. I can think of more if you like. Or you could put your skills to use for the Inquisition.
And you'd keep quiet? Nobody else has to know?
That will depend on how honest your efforts are on our behalf.
All right. I'm in. Seems like the Inquisition is the safer bet these days.
Yay! Have I played Baldur's Gate 3? Not yet. I'm waiting for it to go on sale. It's on my wish list. But I'm trying to be careful with money. Mostly because I'm saving up for a new tattoo. Like, I'm also trying to save up for a deposit on a house. But, you know, I also want a tattoo. So, yeah. So, yeah, yes, no, I've not played it yet. I will, whenever, you know.
Good. You're finally here. Now help me close this, would you?
Oh, hello, Dorian, my sexy, sexy mage. Right. We'll just have a very undramatic battle. The combat sort of ruins the drama, doesn't it? Oh. Oh. Was that wave 1 or wave 2? I can't remember. I think that was wave... That's what I need. There we go.
Fascinating. How does that work exactly? You don't even know, do you? You just wiggle your fingers and boom. Rift closes.
Who are you?
Ah, getting ahead of myself again, I see. Dorian of House Parvus, most recently of Minrathous. How do you do?
Another Tevinter. Be cautious with this one.
Suspicious friends you have here. Magister Alexius was once my mentor, so my assistance should be valuable, as I'm sure you can imagine.
I love Dorian. He's always like my bestie, Dorian. He's my bestest friend in all the world. Yeah. Where's Felix?
I was expecting Felix to be here.
I'm sure he's on his way. He was to give you the note, then meet us here after ditching his father.
Okay. Yeah, something wrong with him?
Alexius couldn't jump to Felix's side fast enough when he pretended to be faint. Is something wrong with him?
He's had some lingering illness for months. Felix is an only child, and Alexius is being a mother hen, most likely.
And you're a Magister.
Are you a Magister?
All right, let's say this once. I'm a mage from Tevinter, but not a member of the Magisterium. I know Southerners use the terms interchangeably, but that only makes you sound like barbarians.
Okay. Why help us?
You're betraying your mentor because...
Alexius was my mentor. Meaning he's not any longer. Not for some time. You must know there's danger. That should be obvious even without the note. Let's start with Alexius claiming the allegiance of the mage rebels out from under you. As if by magic, yes? Which is exactly right. To reach Redcliffe, before the Inquisition, Alexius distorted time itself.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
I've never heard of magic that controls time.
Manipulating time itself? Many have attempted over the ages, but never once succeeded.
The rift you closed here. You saw how it twisted time around itself, sped some things up and slowed others down. Soon, there will be more like it, and they'll appear further and further away from Redcliffe. The magic Alexius is using is wildly unstable, and it's unraveling the world.
He has the best voice, doesn't he? Oh, I just love Dorian. I love everything about him. Okay. Yes, this is a lot to swallow.
You're asking me to take a lot on faith.
I know what I'm talking about. I helped develop this magic. When I was still his apprentice, it was pure theory. Alexius could never get it to work. What I don't understand is why he's doing it. Ripping time to shreds just to gain a few hundred lackeys.
He didn't do it for them.
Took you long enough. Is he getting suspicious?
No, but I shouldn't have played the illness card. I thought he'd be fussing over me all day. My father's joined a cult, Tevinter apprentices. They call themselves Venatori. And I can tell you one thing. Whatever he's done for them, he's done it to get to you.
Here we go. Now we have the Venatori mentioned. Yeah. What does he want with me? Why does he want me?
Why would he rearrange time and indenture the Mage Rebellion just to get to me?
They're obsessed with you, but I don't know why. Perhaps because you survived the Temple of Sacred Ashes.
You can close the rifts. Maybe there's a connection. Will they see you as a threat?
If the Venatori are behind those rifts or the breach in the sky, they're even worse than I thought.
Sorry, I'm trying to do two things at once, which is never a good idea with me. Why are you telling me this?
Alexius is your father. Why are you working against him?
For the same reason Dorian works against him. I love my father and I love my country. But this, cults, time magic, what he's doing now is madness. For his own sake, you have to stop him.
It would also be nice if he didn't rip a hole in time. There's already a hole in the sky.
Okay. So, how do we stop him?
Do you have any suggestions?
You know you're his target. Expecting the trap is the first step in turning it to your advantage. I can't stay in Redcliffe. Alexius doesn't know I'm here, and I want to keep it that way for now. But whenever you're ready to deal with him, I want to be there. I'll be in touch. Oh, and Felix, try not to get yourself killed.
There are worse things than dying, Dorian.
Okie dokie, right. So, this chantry is massively different as well. Do you remember the chantry in Origins? It was not this big. And it did not have pretty windows. And that was the bit where the priestess that Fred doesn't like was. And there's a Mabari head. How cool. Yeah. So, should go and have a peek in Redcliffe Castle. Alistair's king, isn't he? Did I make Alistair king? I think I did. Did I? I think I did. So Alistair should turn up. But I can't remember if he turns up before or after you do the thing. Mm-hmm.
This whole business is distasteful. Perhaps we are better off pursuing the Templars instead.
Are there going to be fewer demons that way? Because I'd be up for that.
Yeah, he doesn't like demons, Iron Bull, does he? You know, the rest of us are so fond of them. Right, what am I doing? Where am I going? I am. Oh, I'm returning to the war room, apparently. Okay, we'll return to the war room. Have a look at the breach. Where is it? It's over there. Oh, isn't it exciting? Do you know what? They say that there's like demons pouring out of the breach, but like there really isn't. Because like we're sitting right under it and there are not demons pouring out. But anyway. Up there is where I fought the giant dragon in Origins. Mm-hmm. I'm already running out of things to talk about, can you tell? Not a very live streamable game. Have I spoken with Mother Giselle yet? I don't think I have. I think it's because I don't like her. I don't like people who have Orlesian accents. Just puts me right off them. Apart from Liliana, but Liliana has a nice Orlesian accent. Where are we going? I'm going to Orlais. Chalk markings. A spy's report. Post set up along the Imperial Highway ostensibly to guard trade routes and facilitate procuring supplies for the Inquisition. Eyes on all approaches. Fourth night. A caravan carrying refugees makes camp nearby for protection. After midnight, a young woman on crutches makes small talk with patrol guard. After he passes, she crouches and makes the mark on a tent post. The woman pretends for half an hour to know nothing. When it becomes clear the ruse will not work, she kisses an Andrastian locket and says glory to those across the seas. She dies. The locket was poisoned. Okay, we've got a conspiracy brewing. Commander Cullen, it would be an honour to serve the Inquisition and prove the mettle of the Orlesian Chevaliers by doing the Maker's work. I accept your generous offer wholeheartedly and will arrive in good time with those men loyal to me. It will be my privilege to order the Inquisition's troops into holy battle against those who would threaten the order of the Empire. So, got rid of him. Bye, Welsh friend! Interestingly, the runes are of Alamari in origin, belonging to the tribes that inhabited Ferelden almost 1,000 years ago. What is of greater interest, however, is that none of the runes translate intelligibly, meaning it is all in code. According to the translators, a reference to the Guardian also indicates an island off the northern coast. Most curious, I will continue translation in efforts in the hope that we can narrow this down further. Okay, that's very exciting. Right. So we can either do In Hushed Whispers or we can do Champions of the Just. I'm going to do In Hushed Whispers. Even though I prefer Champions of the Just, but In Hushed Whispers was what I had planned for this particular playthrough.
We don't have the manpower to take the castle. Either we find another way in, or give up this nonsense and go and get the Templars.
Redcliffe is in the hands of a Magister. This cannot be allowed to stand.
The letter from Alexius asked for the Herald of Andraste by name. It's an obvious trap.
Welsh friend is still here. I said goodbye to the wrong person. Bye, common misconception! Oh dear. Okay. We need to stop arguing.
We can't waste time fighting among ourselves. We have to come to an agreement.
A Tevinter Magister controls Redcliffe, invites us to the castle to talk, and some of us want to do nothing. Not this again.
Redcliffe Castle is one of the most defensible fortresses in Ferelden. It has repelled thousands of assaults. If you go in there, you'll die. And we'll lose the only means we have of closing these rifts. I won't allow it.
And if we don't even try to meet Alexius, we lose the mages and leave a hostile foreign power on our doorstep. Even if we could assault the keep, it would be for naught. An Orlesian Inquisition's army marching into Ferelden would provoke a war. Our hands are tied.
The Magister
has outplayed us.
Do you know what I love is that the main reason why you end up becoming the Inquisitor is because this lot just can't agree on anything and they just bicker and argue constantly amongst themselves, and you're the only person who just kind of goes, hang on a minute. Will you all shut up? Yeah, there must be a way.
We can't just give up. There has to be something we can do.
We cannot accept defeat now. There must be a solution.
Okay, contact the All. We need another way inside. This isn't worth the trouble. We need another way inside.
Other than the main gate, there's got to be another way into the castle. A sewer, a watercourse, something.
There's nothing I know of that would work.
Wait. There is a secret passage into the castle, an escape route for the family. It's too narrow for our troops, but we could send agents through.
Too risky. Those agents will be discovered well before they reach the Magister.
That's why we need a distraction. Perhaps the envoy Alexius wants so badly.
While the attention's on Kadash, we dismantle their trap. Dangerous, but it could work.
Fortunately, you'll have help. This man says he has information about the Magister and his methods, Commander.
Your spies will never get past Alexius's magic without my help. So if you're going after him, I'm coming along.
The plan puts you in the most danger. We can't in good conscience order you to do this. We can still go after the Templars if you'd rather not play the bait. It's up to you.
Right. Choosing the mages will make it impossible to work with the Templars. Redcliffe Castle and the mages who could close the breach are under the control of Magister Geron, Alexius, a Venatori cultist with an unhealthy interest in Kadash, and that's me, I'm Kadash, and the power to restore time itself. He has kindly invited Kadash to the castle alone to negotiate. It's an obvious trap, but Leliana and her agents can infiltrate the castle and remove the Venatori threat while Alexius' attention is diverted. A dangerous game, but it's our best chance. Recommended levels 4 to 7, but then it doesn't tell me what level I am, so that's not really useful at all. Okay, let's do it. Who do we want? Well, Cassandra. And Vivienne, because those are the two I always have. And then we better take Dorian, hadn't we? Yeah, if we have to take Dorian, he's locked in. Okay, confirm!
Announce us.
The invitation was for Mistress Kadash only. The others must wait here.
Then I'll stay here.
If my friends can't enter, then I won't go in either.
My Lord Magister, the agents of the Inquisition have arrived.
My friend, it's so good to see you again. And your associates, of course. I'm sure we can work out some arrangement that is equitable to all parties.
Are we mages to have no voice in deciding our fate?
Fiona, you would not have turned your followers over to my care if you did not trust me with their lives.
I think it's kind of hilarious that they rebelled against the Chantry because they wanted more rights and then less restrictions. And then they have sold themselves into slavery to Tevinter. Like, how, Fiona? Come on, woman. Maybe that's why I don't like Fiona. Yeah, perhaps we should include her.
If the Grand Enchanter wants to be a part of these talks, then I welcome her as a guest of the Inquisition.
Thank you.
The Inquisition needs mages to close the breach, and I have them. So, what shall you offer in exchange?
Ooh. Nothing? We have connections. Tell me about the Venatori. Let's talk about time magic. I know you want me dead. Okay, let's start off with we have connections.
The Inquisition has many backers among the Orlesian nobility. I'm sure we can find suitable compensation.
I'm not sure what the Orlesian nobility have to offer that I don't already possess.
She knows everything, Father.
Felix, what have you done?
Oh, flippin' heck, Felix. We were meant to drag this out a little bit, Jesus. He's concerned about you. Your trap has failed already. Why are you really here? Okay, why are you really here?
You wanted me here. Why?
Do you know what you are? You walk into my stronghold with your stolen mark, a gift you don't even understand, and think you're in control. You're nothing but a mistake.
That's a bit mean. Who killed the Divine? What was supposed to happen? What is the mark? Okay, what was supposed to happen?
If I'm a mistake, what exactly was the breach supposed to accomplish?
It was to be a triumphant moment for the Elder, for this world.
Father, listen to yourself. Do you know what you sound like?
He sounds exactly like the sort of villainous cliche everyone expects us to be.
Dorian, I gave you a chance to be a part of this. You turned me down. The Elder One has power you would not believe. He will raise the Imperium from its own ashes.
Who is the Elder One?
That's who you serve. The one who killed the Divine. Is he a mage?
Soon he will become a god. He will make the world bow to mages once more. We will rule from the Boric Ocean to the frozen seas.
You can't involve my people in this.
Alexius, this is exactly what you and I talked about never wanting to happen. Why would you support this?
Stop it, Father. Give up the Venatori. Let the Southern Mages fight the breach, and let's go home.
No. It's the only way, Felix. He can save you.
Save me?
is a way. The Elder One promised if I undo the mistake at the temple.
I'm going to die. You need to accept that.
Seize them, Venatori. The Elder One demands this woman's life.
Your men are dead, Alexius.
You are a mistake. You should never have existed. No!
Blood of the Elder One. Where'd they come from?
Okay. Ooh, I accidentally jumped instead of pausing the game. I don't think you can pause, can you? I don't think you can. Yeah. So that happened. Ooh, look, there's red lyrium everywhere. That's exciting. There we go.
Interesting. It's probably not what Alexius intended. The rift must have moved us to what? The closest confluence of arcane energy.
The last thing I remember, we were in the castle hall.
Let's see. If we're still in the castle, it isn't. Oh, of course, it's not simply where, it's when. Alexius used the amulet as a focus. It moved us through time.
I'm fairly sure you're not meant to still be holding your stuff, Dorian, but okay, so we've travelled in time. Is this even possible? Then we go back. That doesn't sound good. What? How far? Yeah, is that even possible?
Moved us through time? Can that even be done?
Normally, I would say no. Obviously, Alexius has taken his research to exciting new heights. We've seen his temporal rifts before. This time, we simply passed through one. Let's look around, see where the rift took us. Then we can figure out how to get back. If we can.
Okay. So, yeah, what about the others?
There were others in the hall. Could they have been drawn through the rift?
I doubt it was large enough to bring the whole room through. Alexius wouldn't risk catching himself or they're probably still where and when we left them. In some sense, anyway.
Okay, what was supposed to happen?
What was Alexius trying to do?
I believe his original plan was to remove you from time completely. If that happened, you would never have been at the Temple of Sacred Ashes or mangled his Elder One's plan. I think your surprise in the castle hall made him reckless. He tossed us into the rift before he was ready. I counted it. The magic went wild, and here we are. Makes sense?
Yeah, totally. Yeah, not really.
It just seems so insane.
I don't even want to think about what this will do to the fabric of the world. We didn't travel through time so much as punch a hole through it and toss it into the privy. Don't worry. I'm here. I'll protect you.
Oh, thank you, Dorian. Do you know this Elder One?
Alexius mentioned an Elder One in the hall. Do you know who he was talking about?
Leader of the Venatori, I suspect. Some magister aspiring to godhood. It's the same old tune. Let's play with magic we don't understand. It will make us incredibly powerful. Evidently, it doesn't matter if you rip apart the fabric of time in the process.
Okay. Let's get moving.
Then let's go.
I'm right behind you.
Yeah, and there's lots of red lyrium everywhere, which is lovely. Right. So. I'm going to have lots of schematics when we get back to Haven. And Dorian needs to level up. So, I never remember what the fucking thing is to level them up. Auto level up. There we go. And marvellous. So. I quite like this mission actually. It's quite a fun one. Quite enjoy it. I mean, the Templar one is better, but this one's quite fun too. Oh, it's so creepy and sinister. You're holding a giant head. Wow. Anybody have any idea why the guy's holding a giant head? I don't know why the guy's holding a giant head. We'll go with this one. Upper cells. Okay. Okay. It's a lot more creepy statues than what I remember from the last time I was in Redcliffe Castle, but alright. Ooh, is that the Venatori symbol? I think that's the Venatori symbol. From what I can recall. Hello. The Dragon Age games are very into people singing creepy songs, aren't they? Yeah, what happened to you? Okay. Yeah, not a very happy future we're headed for by all accounts. That's a lot of skeletons. That's a lot of skeletons. Okay. Maybe not think about those skeletons. There we go. Hey, I remember dying a lot here. Maybe I shouldn't have just launched into this battle. Although we are playing on easy, aren't we? Right. So. Sorry, I've slightly run out of steam. I'm just letting you soak up the creepy atmosphere. It is a nice creepy atmosphere. You know, I was saying how they'd lost like the grotesqueness. Maybe they didn't. I mean, I think they did a little bit, but they did. This is definitely nice and creepy, and the Templar one is quite creepy as well. It doesn't have quite the same impact as like the Deep Roads and stuff. It's definitely got a nice creepy feel, doesn't it? It's quite nice. Yeah.
The light shall lead her safely through the paths of this world and into the truth. For she who trusts in the Maker, fire is her water.
Okay, that was Cassandra's line, but that's Vivian. Oh, there's Cassandra. I was about to say, I thought the game was having a bit of a freak out there. Hello.
You've returned to us. Can it be? Has Andraste given us another chance? Maker, forgive me. I failed you. I failed everyone. The end must truly be upon us if the dead return to life.
Oh, Cassandra. Cassandra breaks my heart, you know. So often in this game, Cassandra breaks my heart. You're hurt.
Wounded. Maybe we can help.
Nothing you do can help me now. I'll be with the Maker soon.
Alexius sent us forward in time. If we find him, we may be able to return to the present.
Go back in time. Then, can you make it so that none of this ever took place?
Yeah, sure.
That's my hope.
Alexius' master. After you died, we could not stop the Elder One from rising. Empress Celine was murdered. The army that swept in afterwards, it was a horde of demons. Nothing stopped them. Nothing.
Okay. This time we'll stop them.
We'll stop all that from happening. I promise.
Maker, guide us all.
Okay, and now red-eyed, glowy Cassandra has joined us. Hello, Vivian!
What is this supposed to be? A pretend rescue to gain my trust? Do you think I'd fall for that?
Still very sexy, Vivian, even after all of these years locked up. Yeah, it's really me, Vivian.
It's no trick, Vivian. It's me. I'm here to help you.
You were obliterated. I was there. You can drop this pathetic ruse.
No trick, I'm afraid. Alexius accidentally sent us through time.
He sent you to this time? Was that meant to be a fate worse than death?
Oh, are you alright?
What happened? You don't look well.
Red lyrium, darling. It's killing me. Don't worry your pretty head about it. So, lead on. Anywhere is better than this place.
I love her. I love her so much. Isn't she amazing?
That is where we'll find him.
Okay. I don't understand how people can not like Vivian. I think it's because she's very pro-circle. I think that's why people don't like her. But, like, you know, she's pro-circle in a very rational kind of way. Most people who are anti-circle are not, like, anti-circle in a rational way. They're anti-circle in an irrational way. I'm lost. Where have we been? We've been in there, have we? Yeah, we've been in here. Oh, and the music's very good. The music and the dialogue and like the cutscenes and the drama and all, like the storytelling is all very good in Inquisition. It's just the actual gameplay where it falls flat a little bit. But even then, mostly just the combat. Yeah, okay, now I can say bye to Welsh friend. Bye, Welsh friend. Go through this one first. Oh, dear me. And there she is. Hello, Fiona. You appear to be slightly stuck.
You're alive. I saw you disappear into the rift.
Is lyrium growing out of you, Fiona? Is that you? What happened to you? How long were we gone? Yeah, what happened to you?
I don't understand. What's happened to you?
Red lyrium. It's a disease. The longer you're near it, eventually you become this. Then they mine your corpse for more.
Can you tell us the date? It's very important.
Harvest Mia. 942 Dragon.
942? Then we've missed an entire year.
Okay, better late than never.
I'm here now. No matter what, I'll drive them all back to Tevinter.
Not Tevinter. Alexius serves the Elder One, more powerful than the Maker. No one challenges him and lives.
Okay, I will do all I can.
I promise. I will do everything in my power to set things right.
Our only hope is to find the amulet that Alexius used to send us here. If it still exists, I can use it to reopen the rift at the exact spot we left. Maybe.
Good.
I said, maybe. It might also turn us into paste.
You must try. Your spy master, Eliana. She is here. Find her. Quickly. Before the Elder One learns you're here.
Okay. So. It's all fine and dandy.
Delirium is an infection. Why is it coming out of the walls?
Are you sure you want to find out?
Why is it coming out of the walls? Well... Oh, hello. I think this is where I remember dying a lot, but it'll be fine, right? It'll be fine, probably. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Yeah. Oh, he's one of those mages with the floaty book in front of him. I wonder if they'll come back in Veilguard. I can never decide whether I like that or not with the floaty book. On the one hand, it sort of looks cool. But then at the same time, it's a little bit, it looks a little bit silly. I can never decide if I like it or not. Well, you tend to loot fabric off people. And I like the idea that after they've died, you just kind of cut a bit off their clothes. Just like, oh, that's a nice bit of silk you've got going on there. Just have a bit of that. Oh dear. Find Liliana, right. Oh dear. Oh, there's cockroaches and everything. Oh, this isn't nice. Oh, that's a Grey Warden. I've never noticed that before. That's a dead Grey Warden. How interesting. Yeah, no. Oh dear. Oh no. Oh dear. It's nice and creepy though. I like it. I like it a lot. Right. Pray to the new god. Praise his name who has risen from the darkness. Praise his name who has striven from the light. Praise his name who has walked the golden city. Praise his name. The old gods are no more. The maker never was. New god is among us. Praise his name. Yeah. We'll just loot the old supply thing. I should have definitely healed us all before I did that. Never mind. Ooh, oh, that's beautiful. Oh, look at that. That's amazing. That would make an amazing tattoo, wouldn't it? Like a full back tattoo. That would be so cool. Sorry, I've got tattoos on the brain. I'll just collect all of this. Right. So. Oh dear. Somebody has managed to get that sword to go through stone. That's very impressive. Torture chambers, that's probably where we'll find Liliana. It's normally where you find her in Dragon Age games, isn't it? Actually, this will be the second time she's been tortured in Redcliffe's dungeon. No, she was Denerim the first time she was tortured in, wasn't it? I think she died a good Andrastian. Oh dear me. Hi. Okay. You know what always fascinates me is that, like, they say that when they die, they travel through the Fade to, you know, get to the Maker's side. But then when you're in the Fade, you don't encounter any dead people, do you? You don't. I mean, you encounter spirits, but they're spirits. They're not like the spirits of the dead. So you know what actually happens to them. Maybe they do travel through the Fade, get to the Maker's side, but then you're just like,
How did the wall burn of the sacrifice in the temple? Answer me.
Never.
There's no use to this defiance, little bird. There's no one left for you to protect.
You're wasting your breath.
Talk! The Elder One demands answers.
He'll get used to disappointment.
should we go in and save her? That seems probably like quite a good idea. I'm just going to quickly quick save. I'll just have a little wander in here. This is one of my favourite cutscenes.
I will die first. Or you will. You're alive.
Yeah, it's a long story.
We never died in the first place. Alexius miscalculated.
Then it will be his last mistake. Do you have weapons? Good. The Magister's probably in his chambers.
You aren't curious how we got here?
No.
Alexius sent us into the future. This, his victory, his Elder One, it was never meant to be.
Yeah, I have to get back.
I need to find Alexius and reverse the spell.
If we can get back to our present time, we can prevent this future from ever happening.
And mages always wonder why people fear them. No one should have this power.
It's dangerous and unpredictable. Before the breach, nothing we did.
Enough. This is all pretend to you. Some future you hope will never exist. I suffered. The whole world suffered. It was real.
Yeah, it's scary, Liliana, but it's alright. It's okay.
Stop talking.
I'm just asking for information.
No, you're talking to fill silence. Nothing happened that you want to hear.
Yeah, I don't like scary Liliana. But it's alright, we're gonna make it all better. Right, okay. So. Came from that way, didn't we, I think? Ooh, oh. Oh dear. Do you know what? A year is not long enough, surely, for people to become, like, complete skeletons like that. I mean, how long does it take for a body to decompose, like, completely so that the bones are clean? Would they look like that in a year? I don't know. They look older than that to me. I mean, I don't know much about the decomposition of human flesh, but I don't know.
I'm sure he'll be in the nicer part of the castle, if there is one.
Oh, Fade Rifts. To be fair, Liliana's quite scary generally in Inquisition, isn't she? Actually, she's a bit scary in Origins. I mean, she's a weird one, Liliana. I'm never quite, like, 100% comfortable around her. Is that it? Are we done? No, that's the one I want. There we go. Right. Yes, a body can decompose that quickly. Okay, Fred, you're the expert. You're the expert on the old dead body decomposition.
The Magister needs more power for his rituals.
No. Let me, Linnea.
Oh yeah, that's Linnea. That's the horrible one that we met in the tavern. Should we go and take our head off? Oh, they both turned into demons. Is that what's happened? Yeah, they both turned into demons. Why do mages always seem to think that's a good idea? Like, you think they would know better, wouldn't you?
Weak always resort to blood magic in time.
Yeah, you're probably right, Vivian. And I think we're all a bit weak, aren't we? Part of being human, or dwarven, or elven. If vermin exist to eat the flesh. Oh, lovely! Lovely! Okay, right, I'm gonna heal us. Heal everybody up. And then we'll loot the supply cache. That's the clever way of doing things. There we go. Oh, there's a cat emerging from the windowsill. He's been there almost the whole live stream, you know. Ever since he moved off my knee. You've just knocked the microphone! What are you doing? I'm in the middle of a very important mission here. I can't see my screen because there's a cat in front of it. Where are you going? Where are you going? Where are you going? I think it's just you and me, Magpie. Well, there's 5 viewers according to YouTube, so there's some lurkers. See if you can lure them out with your charm, Fred. You're good at that. You're good at luring out the old lurkers. Oh!
Everywhere. Enjoy the view, my dears. This is the Elder One's power.
How cool is that? Oh, it's so awesome! It's the best thing! I mean, I know it's like horrific and awful, but oh my god, it's the best thing. Yeah, you know what I said about how they'd lost the grotesqueness? I take it back, actually. I'd forgotten how grotesque it could actually get. Although, the fact that I'd forgotten probably means that it doesn't have the same impact as, like, Origins did. But it's something BioWare's always been very good at. It's like chilling you to the bone. And just making you completely recoil at, like, the true awfulness that can exist in their worlds. Right, we'll close the old rift. Ah, I fell off a thing. Sorry. It's alright, this future wouldn't exist soon. That never happened. No one ever need know that the Herald of Andraste just accidentally fell off a ledge. Oh. Oh dear. Oh, more fade rips for heaven's sake. Oh dear. Come on, demons! Come on! Come on! That's good, demons. Oh, there we go. I do think this level is just a little bit too long. I remember this bit just being, yeah, just a bit too long. I just want to get to the action just a little bit quicker. Little bit quicker. See if there's anything worth looting. Oh, weirdly, you get to keep the loot. Despite the fact that when you come back, the future never happened. That's, you know, probably paradoxical. You're owning items from a future that never happened. But those items may well still exist in the present if you took them from the future. But then you took them from a future that'll never happen, so they never get taken by you. So how do you have them? You know what? I think, honestly, of all of the things that have ever tackled time travel, I think the one who did it best, weirdly, was Marvel. When they did, like, when you travel in time, you actually create a parallel universe type thing. I thought that was actually a really good way of doing time travel. That was like, that made complete sense. There wasn't any awkward, awful paradoxes, because it was like, well, but you've created a parallel universe, so it's literally a different universe. I was like, that's actually a really clever way of doing time travel. I mean, they're probably not the first ones who ever did that, but they're the first ones that I ever saw who did that. So yeah, when you travel back, that world carries on as it was, but you go back to your own world. I liked that. It's like, you know, you avoid the whole paradoxical nonsense. Alexius's journal. Nothing works. I've tried countless times to go back before the Conclave explosion, before Felix's caravan was attacked by Darkspawn, before the Venatori first arrived in Minrathos. Without success, the breach is the wellspring that makes this magic possible, and travel outside of its timeline is impossible. The Elder Ones demand that I change. The events of the Conclave can never be fulfilled. He may kill me for failing him, but I must protect Felix from his wrath. This reminds me of that Star Trek episode, Voyager. It's a two-parter, and they encounter this guy who can time travel, and he's absolutely, well, he can sort of change things that happened in the past, and he's absolutely hell-bent on trying to bring his family back. And he never quite manages it. That's a very odd fireplace, with a very terrifying bear above it. Well, one of my favourite episodes of Voyager. But I think it's sad that by the end none of it happened, because like there was a lot of character development and growth that went on, particularly with like Seven and Tuvok in that episode, and it was a really good episode, and then it's like, oh, but it never happened. It's like, oh. Oh, that's a very... That skeleton looked quite jaunty there for a second. Yeah. Oh, it's a Bronto. Is that a Bronto? I think that's a Bronto. Sometimes Krogan heads turn up quite a lot, don't they, in Dragon Age? That's a thing. You can find them in the Winter Palace when we get to that quest. Thrusting longsword. It's not just a longsword, it's a thrusting longsword. It's a longsword that thrusts. The best kind of longsword. Do you have a thrusting longsword, Fred? You have a thrust at your longsword. Oh dear. I've already been in this room, haven't I? Oh dear. Yeah. I'll let Vivian take a quick health potless because I can see a supply crate.
What became of Felix? Do you know?
Yes, I know.
And you're not going to tell me?
You'll find out soon enough.
It's alright, Dorian. Eventually none of this will have happened. Oh, that's one of the Kirkwall Raven things that are in the Kirkwall Ujit, aren't they? Oh, actually, this Kirkwall shields. Isn't that the Hawk family symbol? I'm sure it is. It's definitely a Kirkwall symbol. I don't know what it would be doing in a castle in Redcliffe, but never mind. Oh, and that's Olay. That's interesting. Why would they have a painting of Olay in Redcliffe? A lot of things aren't adding up here, game. Oh, there's a cat on my desk. Scopes, Scopes, Scopes. You can't sit there. No, no, no. You can't sit there. No, Puts. No, 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 no. No, you can't sit there. I'm trying to save the world. I'm trying to save the world. Should put cat cam on. Okay? It's not going to ruin the drama of the moment. Put cat cam there. There you go. Can probably see you there, can they? Probably. Move it back a little bit. Ooh. Ooh. Right. Where am I going? Where am I going? This way. What are you doing? What? Scopes! What are you doing? Scopes! 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 Move back! Move back! Lie down! 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 There you go. There you go. Hey? You can stay there, but you have to behave. Will you behave? Will you do that? Will you behave? Have I actually put cat cam on? Is my thing just really behind? My thing might just be really behind. Hang on. I'll refresh it. We'll see. Make sure I've actually put cat cam on. Yes, I have put cat cam on. You can't see him very well. Like, down, down, no, 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 down, down, sit, sit, down. Go down, go down there, go down there, go down there, go down there, go on, go down there, go on, Puds, your little pawsies out, go down there, hey, go down there, I can't see my screen, Puds, go down, 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 there we go, see, that was alright, wasn't it? That wasn't too terrible. Behave. Right. I think you're ruining the drama a little bit here, Scopes. You're ruining the drama. See, look, there's dramatic things happening. So well trained, your kitties. I know they are, aren't they? I mean, they're not trained to obey me, but they're probably trained in something. Probably trained in something, aren't you, Scopes? Yeah. We haven't found out what yet, but you know, I'm sure you'll tell me one day what it is you're trained in. Being an arsehole, is that what you're trained in? You're good at that. Oh dear. Got it? Are we done? Excellent. Such a little cutie.
We've almost reached the main hall. Alexius is close.
Okay. If you were going to name a cat.
Whose name is that? Hold on to it. I want to look at it later.
It's a red lyrium shard. If you were going to name a cat after a Dragon Age character, which Dragon Age character would you name your cat after? There's a question. There's a question for the ages. You see, that's why I'm here, to ask the important questions. Just sprung to my mind, if I was going to name a cat, what Dragon Age character would I name the cat after? That loot is under the map and I can't loot it. Well, that's just no good at all. Yeah. I'm just thinking who has the best cat name. Would I name a cat Vivian? I probably would name a cat Vivian. I think that would be a fairly good cat name. I'm going to let Dorian take a health portals if I can see the health portals thing underneath. There we go. Let Vivian take one as well. Meryl! Really? You'd name a cat Meryl? I don't know if I'd name a cat Meryl. Eh, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? What's that? Oh. Morrigan. I'd name a cat Morrigan. A black cat like Scorpses, but a girl. I'd name Morrigan. That would be an awesome name for a cat. Actually, you could be Morrigan, because you're a black cat, but you've got yellow eyes. If you were a girl cat, I might think you were actually Morrigan in disguise. I would think that if you were a girl cat. I would. Yeah, you're so beautiful, aren't you? Yeah.
Maker's breath. Where did Alexius find this? How did he even move it here?
Can we open it?
Perhaps. But it looks quite strong. How desperate and paranoid must he be? He has to eat. Let's look around.
Okay, let's collect more red lyrium shards. Yeah, this is the bit where I think it gets a bit tedious. I don't think it really needed this bit, this level. I think it would have been fine if we just walked through a door and Alexius was there. I think that would have been kind of alright. I don't think that would have felt too anticlimactic. Oh, that's a lot of blood. Oh dear. Oh, they've drawn things in the floor with blood. That's lovely, that. Yeah, okay. Maybe just I'll take a quick potion. And then we'll get the supply of cash. Ooh, she's quite stately looking. That's someone with fascinating hair. Oh dear. Right, yeah. Up a royal wing. Why would I have a royal wing? This isn't where kings live. Honestly, nothing in this place is making sense to me. Right. Oh, sorry, Vivian. I just kind of launched in here and started shooting arrows. Sorry, love. Yeah, that's right. There is a sort of quick and quiet way to kill him, isn't there? I forgot about that. Oh dear. Vivian's probably rolling her eyes at me. I can just. She's probably like, oh my god. Oh dear. I always wonder what happened to everybody else in this future.
Shall we move on, darling?
I always think, like, you know, what happened to Josephine? What happened to Cullen? Where is everyone? Where's Hawke? Could write an extensive fan fiction, couldn't you, about what actually happened during this year? I mean, I won't, because I've already got enough other ones that are, you know, supposed to be being worked on. But, you know, somebody could. It would be a good idea for one. Right, not everything. Yes, indeed.
What happened here? Somebody had very questionable taste.
Right. Yes.
Good opportunity to look for higher ground.
Yes, you're very right, Dorian. We'll do this the sensible way this time. Get up here and then shoot everybody in the face.
Kill the enchanter.
I'm killing the enchanter. Calm down, Cassandra. There we go. He's dead with his floaty book. Oh, everybody else stayed down here, down there. Liliana came up here with me, although she's not actually shooting anybody. They were all like, oh, we should, you know, sneak up there and get higher ground, and then, you know. And then, like, you know, no one bothered to follow me, did they? Another lyrium shard. I only need 2 more. I only need 2 more. Stop yawning, woman. Jesus. Alright. I need to be in work tomorrow as well. Ugh. Why did I agree to work a Sunday? I hate working bloody Sundays. And it's Father's Day tomorrow, so it'll be busy. Lots of people buying last minute presents. Get Cassandra to kick this door in. Or whatever it is. Wall. Kick the wall in, Cassandra. Good girl. There we go. Take out the enchanter. Where's Cassandra for a second or two? Mix things up a little bit. That's actually marginally more entertaining than the arrows. We'll just level old Theodora up. I'm going to auto-level her up because that's how I like her. Oh dear. Yeah, she replaced Cassandra for a little bit. That was a bit more exciting. Stick our heads in here first. Alright, and then we'll kick our way through the wall. Boop. Oh, hello! That was a bit sexy. You were waiting for me, love. Right. Are we done? We need 1 more lyrium shard. Somebody must have a lyrium shard on them, surely. Oh, need Theodora's talents. Ooh. My inventory's full. No. And we're back here. Okay. Come full circle. I only need 1 more lyrium shot though. I like the idea of Cassandra regularly kicking holes in the wall rather than using doors. Yeah, that's very Cassandra, isn't it? Nothing in here. This is just an empty room. Oh, there's a thing I can loot. Oh, I'm not going to be able to. Oh, there we go.
What damage did Alexis' spell do?
Rifts tore apart all of southern Thedas, starting here. But whether that's his doing or the breach, who can say?
Yeah. We sort of get to see kind of like, you know, what would have happened if Yes. If the Inquisitor wasn't around. It's that kind of thing, isn't it? It's sort of, you know, if you weren't here, the whole kingdom would fall into ruin. Well, the whole world would fall into ruin. I think it's a bit late to take them by surprise, Dorian. I think we've established Theodora is not a let's take them by surprise kind of person.
Doesn't look like the Elder One is interested in saving his followers.
Right. So. There we go.
Back to the main hall. I think I know how we'll open that door.
Silver Nug foot charm. Oh, the foot of a nug. There we go. That just clicked in my head. I was like, what's a foot charm? Is that a charm you wear on your foot? No, it's a nug foot, like a rabbit's foot. I used to have a rabbit's foot. It fell off in little car park. Yeah. It's my exciting story. I lost my rabbit's foot in little car park. Right. Okay, I hope to find you here. Let's finish this. You're here alone. How could you do all of this? You'll pay for this. Ooh, should we be emotional?
Look at all you've done, Alexius. All this suffering. And for what?
For my country, for my son. But it means nothing. I knew you would appear again. Not that it would be now. But I knew I hadn't destroyed you. My final failure.
Was it worth it? Everything you did to the world, to yourself.
It doesn't matter now. All we can do is wait for the end.
Okay. Yeah, it can be undone.
It does matter. I will undo this.
How many times have I tried? The past cannot be undone. All that I fought for, all that I betrayed, what have I wrought? Ruin and death, that is nothing else. The Elder One comes for me, for you, for us all. Felix. That's Felix.
Maker's breath, Alexius, what have you done?
He would have died, Dorian. I saved him. Please, don't hurt my son. I'll do anything you ask.
I kind of love this bit. I mean, I kind of hate it. I mean, it's horrific, but I love it. Give him a merciful death, release him, Liliana, give us the amulet. Give us the amulet!
Hand over the amulet, and we let him go.
Let him go, and I swear you get what you want.
I want the world back.
Okay. So.
Will be my apology.
Will be my apology. Trouble is, you know what? Inquisition does like the drama so well. And it does like the dramatic cutscenes and everything. And then it cuts to this combat and it's just like, it just kind of ruined it a little bit. Yeah, you were doing so well, Inquisition.
Victory is impossible. The Elder One will destroy us both.
Oh, are you summoning demons? That's no fun at all. You're not supposed to be summoning demons. Oh, Dorian, could you please, like, do a barrier? Or do you not have enough? I don't think he has enough magic. I'll let Viv have a little health potion. And then, oh, I need to close the breach. Close. Well, the rift. We'll close the rift. Oh dear. It's for him to wait so patiently while I'm sealing the rifts, isn't it? He just stands there and waits while I'm doing it. He doesn't try, you know, kill me while my defences are down or anything. I'll let Cassandra have a little health bonus.
Justifications. I lost Felix long ago. Didn't even notice. Oh, Alexius.
I know you cared for him.
Once he was a man to whom I compared all others. Sad, isn't it? This is the same amulet he used before. I think it's the same one we made in Minrathous. It's a relief. Give me an hour to work out the spell he used. I should be able to reopen the rift.
An hour? That's impossible. You must go now.
Elder. Alexius was the puppet. This is his master. We will do whatever it takes to keep them at bay.
Oh, I hate this bit. I won't let you die, isn't there another day? We'll do our best. I don't think I can do this. No, it's alright. We'll do our best. We need to be stoic. We're going to be the leader of the Inquisition. And it's alright, because eventually they won't exist anyway, so it's fine. We'll do our best.
We'll make this count.
The only way we live is if this day never comes. Cast your spell. You have as much time as I have hours. Though darkness closes, I am shielded by flame. Andraste, guide me. Maker, take me to your side.
You move, and we all die! You'll have to do better than that.
Oh, Liliana. You must surrender. That's all you're doing here. Yes, you must surrender.
Put aside all claim to Redcliffe, and we let you live.
You won. There is no point extending this charade. Elix.
It's going to be all right, Father.
You'll die.
Everyone dies.
Well, I'm glad that's over with. Or not.
They have so much cooler armor than us.
Imagine how surprised I was to learn you'd given Redcliffe Castle away to a Tevinter Magister.
King Alistair.
Especially since I'm fairly sure Redcliffe belongs to Arl Tegan.
Your Majesty, we never intended...
I know what you intended. I wanted to help you. But you've made it impossible. You and your followers are no longer welcome in Ferelden.
But we have hundreds who need protection. Where will we go?
Okay. Yeah, we could offer you protection.
The Inquisition might be willing to take in the mages.
And what are the terms of this arrangement?
Hopefully better than what Alexius gave you. The Inquisition is better than that, yes?
I suggest conscripting them. They've proven what they'll do given too much freedom.
We need their skills, but they have proven themselves far from trustworthy.
It seems we have little choice but to accept whatever you offer.
Okay. Now, I've got all the choices that I'm supposed to make in this playthrough planned out somewhere, but the notebook's in the other room. So I believe that I'm going for a full alliance in this one.
We would be honored to have you fight as allies at the Inquisition's side.
We'll discuss this later.
Oh.
I'll pray that the rest of the Inquisition honors your promise then.
The breach threatens all of Thedas. We cannot afford to be divided now. We can't fight it without you. Any chance of success requires your full support.
I'd take that offer if I were you. One way or another, you're leaving my kingdom.
We accept. It would be madness not to. I will gather my people and ready them for the journey to Haven. The breach will be closed. You will not regret giving us this chance.
Cassandra greatly disapproved of that, so did Sarah. It's alright, we'll win them back. Hopefully.
It's not a matter for debate. There will be abominations among the mages, and we must be prepared.
If we rescind the offer of an alliance, it makes the Inquisition appear incompetent at best, tyrannical at worst.
What were you thinking, turning mages loose with no oversight? The veil is torn open.
We need their cooperation. They deserve freedom. Consider this their probation. I lied to them. They deserve freedom. I think we're probably playing Theodora as a kind of... I mean, bearing in mind that she's a dwarf, she's not really that sort of clued up on the dangers of magic, really. And, you know, being from the culture and everything, and being like, what do you call it, casteless. She probably doesn't like seeing people kind of, you know, put down and like, you know, seeing what the mages have had to resort to and stuff like that. She probably does think they deserve their freedom.
They're not monsters. They're people. And they deserve the same respect as anyone else.
This is not about respect. Even the strongest mages can be overcome by demons in conditions like these. You were there, Seeker. Why didn't you intervene?
While I may not completely agree with the decision, I support it. The sole point of the Herald's mission was to gain the mage's aid, and that was accomplished.
The voice of pragmatism speaks. Here I was, just starting to enjoy the circular arguments.
Closing the breach is all that matters.
Okay, we'll need Lyrium. I can help. Sooner the better, I saw to stay. Yeah, well, I can help, apparently, with my underworld connections.
Closing the breach will require a lot of magic, and that means Lyrium. I have contacts who can help.
Contacts meaning smugglers? Send them word. We need every advantage.
We have legitimate lyrium supply lines already.
And they don't need to hear of this. Keep it under the table, and I'll do what I can to quiet rumors. We should look into the things you saw in this dark future. The assassination of Empress Celine. A demon army.
Sounds like something a Tevinter cult might do. Orlais falls, the Imperium rises. Chaos for everyone.
One battle at a time. It's going to take time to organize our troops and the mage recruits. Let's take this to the war room. Join us. None of this means anything without your mark, after all.
Hey, you don't get to shout at me for my decisions and then flash me that smile and expect me to just, you know, forget it all. Okay, sure, I'll be there.
Of course.
Meet us there when you're ready.
I'll skip the War Council, but I would like to see this breach up close, if you don't mind.
Then you're staying.
Oh, didn't I mention? The South is so charming and rustic. I adore it to little pieces.
I'm glad you're staying. We'll keep an eye on you. I don't want you here. You want to stay. Yeah, you want to stay.
I must admit, I'm surprised.
We both saw what could happen. What this Elder One and his cult are trying to do. Not everything from Tevinter is terrible. Some of us have fought for eons against this sort of madness. It's my duty to stand with you. That future will not come to pass.
Okay, sure. I'm glad you're staying.
There's no one I'd rather be stranded in time with, future or present.
Excellent choice. But let's not get stranded again anytime soon, yes?
I'll begin preparations to march on the summit. Make her willing, the mages will be enough to grant us victory.
Okay, so there's a cat trying to chew my cable. Stop trying to chew my cable. Stop it. Stop. Okay. Oh, my voice went really high there. Okay. Yeah.
The Inquisition appreciates your assistance in this matter, Penny Corbin. And my miners appreciate your business. You'll have your lyrium by the end of the week. I should tell you, Ambassador, the Chantry raised some fuss when they learned about our arrangement.
The Inquisition must certainly seem an audacious idea to the Grand Clerics. We hope to convince them it is a necessary one as well.
Okay. Is that a conversation I've heard before? Is this because I'm a dwarf or does this always happen? I can't remember. Because if that's my contact in the lyrium trade, she got here bloody quickly considering I only mentioned her 5 seconds ago. Hello, Josephine.
I'll take my leave. Good day.
Who was she, Ambassador?
A merchant. I thought we should reach out to the dwarves to secure lyrium for the Inquisition's mages. According to Lady Corbin, it raised the ire of the Chantry.
How?
Access to lyrium makes us rather more formidable than anticipated. We're becoming a challenge. Sadly, the remaining Grand Clerics appear to be consolidating the Chantry's power instead of comforting classes.
Stop chewing my... No, stop chewing my cables. You are going to get yourself electrocuted one of these days, you little arsehole. Eh? Aren't you? Yes. I think this does happen every time when you recruit the mages, actually. It's tickling something in the back of my head. It shows you how long it's been since I played Inquisition properly. I've forgotten a lot. The Chantry is incompetent. It's needed more than ever. It's been this way for years. I'm playing her anti-Chantry, aren't I? I'm playing her very pro-mage. I think I'm playing her anti-Chantry. Yeah, the Chantry's incompetent.
The Chantry couldn't solve its own problems when it had a divine.
Yet many people continue to bear its great harm, who will not benefit from its decline. Little but the Chantry ties Orlais, Vara, Ferelden, Antiva, and even Rivain to a common cause.
Has the Chantry truly promoted such peace?
And Andraste's chant is familiar across kingdoms, a source of many shared customs. That is the crucial point. Common ground is the start of all negotiations.
The cat is now chewing the thing on my chair, which is what you might be able to hear in the background. Yeah, I can see the importance.
I suppose a shared faith can be useful when talking with strangers.
Precisely. And these similar interests are merely where we begin. We must learn to think beyond our own wants to secure peace in Thedas.
We could flirt. I like the idea of just making her flirt with every woman that she can flirt with. Like she's just got an eye for the ladies. I kind of like that idea. It's an ambitious notion that's adorable. The trouble is, flirting with Josephine, like that can actually go somewhere, and we want to do the Sarah romance, and we don't want to break anybody's heart. So like, I'm quite happy to flirt with Cassandra because she'll turn me down anyway, and I'll flirt with Vivian because she'll turn me down. But stop it. Yeah, well maybe not flirt with Josephine. Yeah, that's a tall order.
The Inquisition will have plenty of time for that, between finding the Divine's murderer and sealing the breach.
Busy as we are, I do have a question for you, if you have a moment. The remaining Grand Clerics sent a missive inquiring about the events at the Temple of Sacred Ashes. They demand to know whether the Inquisition officially claims that Andraste escaped from the breach. If it were up to you, how would you reply?
Oh, what should we go for? This is always the bit I struggle with. I struggle to have an Inquisitor who just goes, yes, I'm the Herald of Andraste. Like, I struggle with that. I just can't have that arrogance in me to just go, yes, I'm the Herald of Andraste. Especially if I'm playing like a dwarf. What would we think Theodora would go for? Andraste chose me. I don't claim to be holy. That's private. Yeah, how will you answer?
Will my answer change your reply to the chantry?
If Leliana, Cassandra, Cullen, and I could agree on our official stance, I could answer that. We should decide soon. The revered mothers don't seem to make it.
Okay, fuck it. Tell them that Andraste chose me. I might not believe it personally, but, you know, if it's going to help secure my position.
I tell the chantry that Andraste herself shielded me from harm.
I'd truly like to hear the debates that would raise in Val Royal. Thank you for your thoughts. A good day to you.
Ooh. Right. Should we think about wrapping up then? I mean, trouble is, it just started getting interesting towards the end there, didn't it? But I am in work tomorrow, so I don't want to go on forever and ever and ever. Yeah. I tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to stick the invite to the Discord in the chat again, just in case any of the lurkers fancy joining our mad little Discord where you can just watch us talk about shit. You don't have to join in, you can just lurk. I think I'm the only one who can actually see who's in it. So, you know, you can be a Discord lurker if you want. That's fine. And you just, you know, some of the stuff Fred decides to share is honestly, he's what's the word? I can't get the word. What's the word? Perverted! That's the word I was looking for. Perverted is our Fred. There we go. I'm just gonna stick the Discord invite in the chat again, just in case. Just in case. Oh, for the love of God, will you just paste? Paste. There we go. Boop. Right. Okay. Next week, I have absolutely no idea. We might do another Inquisition video because we're coming up to the bit where you close the breach. And that's like exciting. That's an exciting bit. Because what I'm thinking is, because it's not very live streamable, this game, what I'm thinking is I'll only live stream like the exciting bits, the exciting, like, you know, story central bits. This cat is driving me mad. Will you stop it? Stop it. Arsehole. Yeah, and then like if there's going to be like a long boring bit of just wandering around the hinterlands or whatever, I'll kind of play that in my own time, and then we'll just live stream like the story central bits. That sounds good to me. So next week, yeah, we probably will do Inquisition again next week, which will be on Saturday at 3:30 GMT as ever. Come back alive, good advice. Come back alive, people. Yeah, so I'm going to wrap up here. I shall see you next week. Saturday, 3:30 GMT. We shall play more Dragon Age Inquisition. We shall likely talk more about Veilguard. We will go off on many tangents. And if you would like to join my little Discord and witness the terrible things that Fred and me talk about, then the invite is in the chat if you want it. But until then, my lovelies, I shall say farewell to you.